Blog Talk Radio.
Here we go. Blast off.
This is True Capitalist Radio. True Capitalist Radio.
I am your host, the man they call Ghost.
The badass of business.
Give him capitalism or give him death.
That's it. Period.
Broadcasting from his Skyline office studios in beautiful downtown Austin, Texas.
You sound fruitier than a box of Fruit Loops, for Christ's sake.
And now, he'll take it from here. Your host, the prognosticator of prognosticators, the man they call Ghost.
How you doing, folks? And thank you for tuning in with me to another edition of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And, of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost. And once again, folks, I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me. This is episode number 403, number 403 of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast for all those that are keeping track. And, of course, if you have not already done so, folks, please spread it around like wildfire and let everybody know that True Capitalist Radio is in effect and in the house. And we are live every Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, right here on the official website of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And it is blogtalkradio.com/ghost. That's blogtalkradio.com/ghost. And if you have not done so, please follow me on Twitter, folks. The Twitter name to follow is PoliticsGhost. All one word, no underscores. PoliticsGhost is the name to follow. And I'm also on Gab, folks. It's the Twitter alternative, just in case Twitter starts to get a little bit of censor happy with yours truly. I am on Gab, which is the Twitter alternative. You can get there by typing in your browser, gab.ai, and I'm also on there with the same name, Politics Ghost. Anyway, folks, I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me today. Let me tell you something, some very, very precarious things happening in the markets today, folks. I'm not sure if this is the calm before the storm. Not necessarily sure what's happening here, but I did make some stock suggestions here, and I don't want to go over those stock suggestions because they came through to fruition. And moreover, folks, I want to say to all those that are unaware, ustocktrade.com, which is a service that I used to suggest on this broadcast, has unfortunately been told not to partake in any kind of day or pattern trading because of the $20,000 in the brokerage account rule, for a lack of a better term. And for you folks that are unaware, there's been a law, thanks to Mr. Yes We Can, that prohibits anybody from actually partaking in any kind of day trading unless you have $20,000 in your brokerage account. Or you have $10,000, I believe, and you have the other 10, or have $10,000 on margin. Whatever the case might be, folks, I was completely unaware of this. Because I've had more than that for a long period of time, but I think it's unfair. I think it's completely unfair, and it wasn't the SEC or any other regulatory body of the government. It was actually the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve is the one that actually prohibited ustocktrade.com from continuing to allow the average everyday person to partake in pattern or day trading. And under the rule, if I'm not mistaken, because, look, it's changed throughout the years. It's a stupid freaking rule, all right? And I hope that somebody can get to Donald Trump or Mnuchin and tell these people that, look, I believe that the average American everyday worker, the everyday income earner, needs to be able to have the ability to pattern or day trade whenever they're on their day off. I mean, there is so much liquidity to be made for you folks that used to follow me on Twitter All right? For you folks that used to follow me on Twitter, you all know that, I used to, call these dips and waves on certain stocks, and the only way you could partake and gain liquidity or gain profit with that is if you have the ability to frequently trade, pattern trade, day trade is what they call it. You buy, you keep it for about 15 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever the case might be, until you start seeing a wave, and then you jump off with profits. Our government is prohibiting, all right? Prohibiting us from doing this. Hold on just a second. Hold on. We are now having technical difficulties. Jesus. Are you kidding me? We're now getting complaints that Blog Talk Radio is now not letting my show load for some reason. Is that accurate here? There are some people that are obviously listening to me because, I've only had about 2 or 3 people. But if not, Jesus Christ, man, come on. Anyway, let me calm my ass down here. Anyway, listen to me. I forgot what I was saying. Oh, yeah, pattern or day trading. I personally believe that every American should have the ability to do this, all right? I'm serious. Everybody should have the ability to do this, and why the government made it illegal to have anybody who doesn't have $20,000 in a brokerage account to pattern or day trade, it's just stupid, and I think it's sad. And I want to say, if you were one of these folks that have a used stock trade account and wanted to pattern trade, my apologies. I still think that used stock trade is a very good service in that you only are charged $1 a month for a membership fee, and I believe it's $1 a trade, which is very, very inexpensive compared to the other brokerage houses. So, in that regard, I still think it's a very, decent place to be able to partake in trading. But I think it's a damn shame. It's a damn shame that the Federal Reserve is prohibiting people, for Christ's sake. Anyway, people are saying the show is working on their end. Some people saying it's not working on their end. So, look, my apologies if you are having technical difficulties here. I can only do the show. What's going on, engineers? Anything going on? You're messing around with some wires back there. I want to know what you're doing. All right. Well, just try to do whatever it is necessary so that we can continue the show here, all right? And let me be honest with you, folks. I could be, having some severe stress on the servers of Blog Talk Radio. I know there's a lot of folks out there that don't believe me, but folks, I got 65,000 live listeners on a consistent basis. And let me tell you, and those are live streams, okay? And that's not counting all the people that download the podcast, listen to the streams on their own, so on and so forth. So, that's a lot of pressure. And moreover, folks, not all these folks are from America. As a matter of fact, the absolute bulk of my fan base is from outside of America, from Europe, Australia, New Zealand, Asia. I have some from Africa, South America, Iceland, Finland, Latvia. I'm serious. I could name the countries. And let me tell you, that's some bandwidth there, and I could imagine that, is probably a little bit of a stress on the Blog Talk Radio server, so on and so forth. So, I'm not going to take them to the woodshed. I know they're trying as hard as they can. They're an independent company, so, I got to give them a little bit of the benefit of the doubt. But anyway, folks, I don't want to get any more on this diatribe, but I would strongly advise everybody who wants to partake in day trading and who wants to partake in pattern trading. Look, I know that it's hard for the average everyday person to just scrape up $20,000, especially in today's economy. So I think it's absolutely unfair that people in America are prohibited from doing so because they can't come up with $20,000. I don't care if you can only come up with $200, $500, whatever you can put in there. You should have the right to go in, just like these assholes on Wall Street, and be able to go in and out of stocks, however many times a day as you want. I mean, it just pisses me off, man. It pisses me off. So I strongly advise everybody that's listening to me to please go out there, try to message Trump, message your congressman, message Mnuchin, excuse me, not Mnuchin, sorry. Message Mnuchin, message Ross, the Commerce Secretary, message these guys and say, look, lift this goddamn ridiculous law, this regulation on the independent investor so that individuals that work can supplement their income by gaining extra liquidity on their off time, on their day off, by pattern trading in the damn stock market. I think it's completely unfair. Seriously. I think it's completely unfair. Anyway, with that said, let's just go ahead and get to the markets right now, folks, without any further ado. Okay? Now, I said it's kind of a mixed bag here on the markets, folks. You did see some plus side on the Dow, on the S&P, and on the NASDAQ. It was a little bit more realistic. And, this mixed bag here in equities is an ominous sign as far as I'm concerned. All right? And as I stated yesterday, the way Trump and Mnuchin are constructing the tax code, the way they want to construct the economy, I personally believe that even if there is a major contraction in the stock market, it's not going to be prolonged as it was in 2008, 2009. I remember that day. I remember that time very vividly. It was February of 2009 when the worst of the worst started happening in the market. And it happened in the real estate market. It happened in the stock market. It even affected the insurance market. And look, I've talked about this several different times. You can go back in the archive. I go into explicit detail on what exactly happened to cause the crash. It's a very complicated web of corporate bureaucracy, for a lack of a better term, and this is pretty much what happened. And anyway, back to the point. We did have the crash in February of 2009, and we still have not literally come out of it. I mean, we've seen some kind of, little mini spikes in the market of America, but our consistent GDP growth has been utterly nil. And when I heard Mnuchin in an interview here recently talking about how his first priority, well, he didn't say his first priority, he said his main priority is to get America sustainable at 3 or 4% GDP growth. Now, I think that the only way he can do that is to be able to bring in jobs in this country, and not just bring in jobs just for consumption of America, in America for American goods, but production for the world market. And that's, I think, what Trump is going to try to focus on, at least his economic team, is bringing back production to America so that we can actually sell goods in the world market and bring in money from other markets into our country so that we can start rebuilding our cities, so that we can start creating new wealth. Because that's why new wealth is very hard to create in this economy of Barack Obama, because with all due respect, the people that are in charge of the government are those that contribute the most to the Democratic Party, those that contributed the most to Barack Obama's campaign. I mean, lest we forget, folks, Barack Obama is the first, all right, the absolute first president that has literally accumulated $1 billion in campaign contributions. You understand? I'm not joking. He's got $1 billion. You think he spent that $1 billion? Give me a break. And moreover, folks, like every president, he's going to build a library. He's going to have a bunch of contributors to that. He's going to go out speaking. He's going to write a book. This guy is going to make a damn fortune when all he did, he was a absolute puppet to the corporate interest, to the international political interest, to the international business interest. I could go on and on. This guy was an absolute disgusting, despicable, sociopathic liar. And anyone who still supports this man is only supporting them because they don't want to have egg on their face after dedicating all their time, effort, energy, and emotion into the schmuck. You know what I'm saying?
Subway restaurants invite you to make every day different with the sub of the day. Every day, it's a different foot-long sub for just $6. Try the sweet onion chicken teriyaki on Monday, the oven-roasted chicken on Tuesday, turkey breast on Wednesday, and many more. Prepared on your choice of freshly baked bread with any veggies you want. It's a different foot-long sub of the day each day for just $6. Only at Subway restaurants. Participation may vary. Additional charges for extras and deluxe, plus tax where applicable. May not be combined with other offers, coupons, or discount cards.
So, anyway, all I'm simply stating is that there is going to be a contraction in the market. And I personally believe that we have the people. Now, I know there's a lot of folks that are critical of Trump right now because he's delving into the roster of ex-Goldman Sachs executives, ex-Goldman Sachs, people that were affiliated with that corporation. But I have to really underscore the fact that you don't understand how powerful Goldman Sachs truly is. And if you really understand the money trail of international corporatism, the epicenter of international corporatism goes back to Goldman Sachs. I mean, Goldman Sachs is a very powerful organization. You need to, just to my case in point, why don't you take a look at how much they make a quarter? How many billions they make and generate a quarter? So, let me tell you, they are the top of the chain in corporatism. So what Trump is doing, and Trump isn't a stupid man, folks. Remember, this is a guy who spent his life in New York. Not to mention he created the best buildings that probably house a lot of these folks. Probably have talked to them intimately, talked to them about a variety of different subject matters, gauge their politics, their sociality, their belief systems, so on and so forth. And I personally believe that Donald Trump knows these individuals. I'm talking about Mnuchin, talking about Ross, talking about there's talk about the potential president of Goldman Sachs being tapped for something also. So the point I'm trying to make is that as long as Donald Trump has the people to provide the economic framework to construct the idea in which he was getting the message across to the American people, and that was jobs, 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 that within itself, folks, is going to create the economic environment necessary to create new wealth. That's all Donald Trump needs at this point in time. He needs an economic system within the United States that will enable average, everyday people with ambition, with creativity, with knowledge, with innovation to be able to create their own wealth. I'm not talking about, hey, look at me, I made, $50,000, or I made $100,000 this year. I'm talking about generating serious wealth where you're talking about millions of dollars. People these stories. You hear about these stories. Hey, I started in my grandma's basement, and look at me now. I've got this $50 million company. I mean, that's what I'm talking about. And the only way wealth creation is possible is if we have a money circulating, and I'm talking about American dollars circulating throughout the United States, and it goes from a micro level to a macro level economically. For instance, when you have individuals within a given city, all right, and you take a look at this. I live in San Antonio right now. I mean, look at me. I can't wait to get out of here in the next 4 to 5 months. I cannot wait to get the hell out of here, all right? But let me tell you, my experience just by roaming around this joint, I am noticing that there is a humongous corporate presence in this city. A humongous corporate I mean, they've got at least 12 freaking Walmarts out. I'm not joking around. It's ridiculous. I mean, they've got you name them as it relates to freaking fast food joints. I mean, that's why I call this place San Hambonio. And look, I don't blame these people why they're so ginormous. Unfortunately, there's not that much economic opportunity out here, and moreover, fast food's cheap. I find it funny that Michelle Obama had this ridiculous initiative to go out and make people healthy and all this other crap, when all she did, folks, let's be honest. I'm going to be honest with you. This whole health initiative did nothing more than skyrocket the price of produce so that the most needy people that need the healthy food in their diet so they could properly nourish their bodies can't afford it. So, yeah, thanks, Obama. Anyway, look, the point I'm trying to make is that when you're in a local society or local community like San Antonio and all you're witnessing is nothing but corporations, I mean, very, very small businesses are scarce. And let me tell you, the only reason that they are in existence, small businesses in this city, is because they have been servicing this community for a long period of time. And they didn't, let me tell you, from my experiences in here, I have never seen a small business that has been built during the Obama administration. And I've talked to these people. I'm a business owner, so I like to talk to business owners, you know. All of them have been made before Obama. So they are just sustaining themselves throughout the Obama administration. The point I'm trying to make is that whatever beans are being distributed out here in San Antonio, whether it's because, I mean, listen, if we have all these corporations in this town, whether it be fast food, Walmart, they got all kinds of shopping malls with all the corporations, the freaking Sears and the freaking J.C. Penney's, and I mean, it's corporations everywhere, man. It's unbelievable. So they're being employed by these corporations, which of course give whatever wages those corporations give. And what do they do during payday? Do they go to the small business? Do they go to the independent operator of a business that is within their community and spend their wages there? Absolutely not. You know what they do? They go and spend the wages at the very same corporations that are paying them their wages. So what does that do? That means that the money that they got, they received in their payment for their labor by their employer. That money exchanged like one, maybe two hands in the community before it got out of the community. Because let me tell you, when you spend your money at a corporation, folks, your money's not going to stay in the community. It's out. I mean, it is out probably by midnight somewhere else. All right? So that's why we have such a ridiculous economy at this point, because we have no true entrepreneurial spirit. We have no true small business that, folks, to be honest with you, if we had enough small business, that would fuel the economy. And I'm talking about jobs. I'm talking about wages. Because let's be honest, folks, small businesses are the ones that create the good jobs, that create the good wages. I can't tell you how many restaurants I've been out here in Texas, whether it's along I-35, whether it's in small towns, in which I see somebody serving a table that is like 50, 60 years old. And, when you talk to these folks, you find out that they've been working at that same diner or that same hamburger place or that same restaurant or that same little that little joint, that little mom and pop joint. They've been there for 30, 40 years, and the reason they've been able to do so is because the independent business owner appreciates their service, and out of their own goodwill, because they appreciate the long history and the long time and dedication and effort, they increase their salary, they give them a livable wage, they appreciate the longevity within working for a single place. I mean, you don't understand, folks. We're in a different time. During my day, when you were coming up, it was no thing to have a damn job and have it for 20, 30 years. I mean, job security back during the baby boomer era was just infinite. And you see, folks, this is where the millennials just can't seem to grasp who's the true culprit for their problems. And the true culprit for their problems is the very generation that created them. So just keep that in mind. anyway, before I get onto the markets, I just wanted to explain that is the way Trump is going to construct this this economy. He's going to construct the economy based upon jobs and production. And not to mention he's going to open up the energy market. He's going to open up the energy production of America, which is going to provide a lot of jobs. I mean, we need those kinds of jobs. There's a lot of full-grown muscle heads out there that are just doing nothing, all right? They need to be going out there, being roughnecks out there in the field out there, making about $100,000, pumping some oil out, for Christ's sake. I'm not joking. I mean, this is what I'm talking about, man. I can feel it. I can sense it. As a matter of fact, I'm so optimistic, man. I'm considering expanding my businesses here in the next month. I mean, real fast, possibly going into 2017, because I think that's where it's going to be. When the crash happens in the damn stock market, because it's going to happen, if you happen to be in business, I mean, you're going to be lucky because the business is going to come to you, in my personal opinion. If you provide a service or product, the business is going to come to you, in my personal opinion, because Donald Trump's focus is going to be on jobs. And when people have jobs, folks, it's not like when they get a damn entitlement. You give somebody an entitlement, they don't care. You know what I mean? I mean, have you ever seen? I've been to the grocery store out here a few times, folks. I mean, give me a break, all right? But let me explain. They just go and they just start throwing crap into the goddamn basket. And they don't care. They don't care what it is. They're going to throw it in there. And then when they go and check out in the damn supermarket and they tally up the goddamn groceries for these stupid losers and they swipe their freaking EBT card and they're like, well, you're like $30 short, so you're going to have to get rid of some things. I mean, they're just like, oh, well, I'm going to get rid of this and get rid of that. No care in the world, not giving a crap about it. That's why a lot of these folks that are collecting entitlements are disgusting fat pieces of waste of protoplasmic crap. But you see, folks, when you put these folks back to work, and let me tell you, that's what Donald Trump's going to do. And for you folks that are collecting entitlements, let me tell you something. Your days are numbered, all right? You better start getting employed here real quick, because let me tell you, you people that have just been collecting entitlements for 8 years, that crap is going to come to an end. All right, I'm not joking. I told you. Didn't I tell you throughout this show? Go back in the archive while you idiots were calling me up saying, yeah, I got my EBT, baby. I'm sitting over here eating on your dime, baby. Keep paying your taxes, Ghost. Yeah, well, I'll tell you what. You're going to get back to work. And let me tell you what Donald Trump's also going to do. And he said this during the campaign. He's also said this during the debates, I believe during the primary debates, that he's going to go back to these entitlement systems. And he's going to he's going to have all the bureaucrats that he still has left over after he starts cutting these bureaucrats. And that'll be a great goddamn day. But whatever bureaucrats are left, he's going to force these bureaucrats to overlook each and every one of these goddamn welfare cases and find welfare abuse, fraud, and prosecute these pieces of trash. That's right. You're goddamn right. And not to mention, not only will that cut the welfare system without necessarily encroaching upon just cutting on everybody, because you don't want to just cut the whole damn system. You're going to cause a goddamn riot, for Christ's sake. But the first thing you do is you investigate each and every fraud case. And let me tell you, you idiots that are collecting EBT, you morons are the biggest idiots of all time. Aside from you degrading yourself, holding out your hand to big brother government and giving whatever pennies they give you, okay? On top of that, you know how easy it is to find out by some bureaucrat investigating you if you've been collecting food stamps or food cards or free housing or free whatever for all these 8 years. You know all they need to do? Go on your stupid social media, you dumb jack-off. And if you're sporting a goddamn Louis Vuitton bag, if you're out there, flashing dollars, you know what I mean? If you're out there flashing bags of weed or whatever the hell you're doing, you just incriminated yourself for fraud, you dumb idiots. And what do you think's going to happen to you? Huh? Let me tell you what's going to happen to you. they're going to tell you, you either pay back everything we gave you or you go to jail and we take it out of your ass. And mark my words, you idiots think I'm lying. You mark my damn words. So let me tell you something. If you think that it's going to be a never-ending, what do they call that damn thing at Olive Garden? It's going to be a I shouldn't even use the word pasta anymore, man. Jesus Christ, man. You can't even use words anymore. Anyway, it's not going to be a never-ending Golden Corral, all-you-can-eat buffet, all right? It's going to come to an end. And let me tell you something. If you knew what was good for you, you'd get off welfare now and get yourself a job so that when they start looking for fraud, you're already off the rolls and there's nothing that they can do about it. And you want to know why they won't come after you if you've taken yourself off the roll before they actually do the actual audit? What the government will say is that you were a success, that investment of 8 years of you just sitting back, just shoveling whatever goddamn food in your gullet that you got off the damn food cart and turning perfectly good food into crap, they're going to consider you a good investment because you voluntarily took yourself off and made yourself better, and now you're working in society. So anyway, look, I'm sorry I didn't mean to go off on that tirade, folks, but let me tell you, you welfare recipients, you think that it's going to last forever. It ain't. And let me tell you, for you folks that aren't defrauding and that are just kind of, I'm bored, I don't know what to do, I go to job and they don't let me, they don't like me, whatever. We're going to make sure to put you to work. We're going to implement what Bill Clinton, whatever happened to that law? George W. Bush reversed that law. Workfare. Remember that? Instead of welfare, workfare, okay, we'll give you some money, but you're going to have to figure out, get yourself a job here within the next 3 to 4 months. I'm not joking. We're putting you people back to work, all right? And if you don't like it, tough titty, all right? That's all there is to it. Anyway, let me get to the Dow Jones Industrials, folks. The Dow Jones Industrials is up 68.35 points, a percentage increase of 0.36%. Closing out the Dow at 19,191.93 points for the Dow Jones Industrial. I mean, give me a break, man. Seriously. I'm telling you, this is going to come crashing down. This is going to come crashing goddamn down, man. I'm serious. I'm not. And listen. I'm sitting on a lot of cash here. And listen, I'm going to be honest with you. As much as I want this to be a bull market, I want the Dow Jones Industrials to go to 25,000 and all that crap. It's not real. I've been around this market for a long time. This is going to be a huge dip, and if you are invested in this goddamn market right now, you better get the hell out. I'm not joking around. It's safer to sit on cash. At least your cash won't lose value if the crash happens. And what's good about it, and let me tell you, when you cash out, don't burn it either, right, baby? I mean, I know it's hard. I know, you take out a lot of money, you want to start burning, you want to start going to Sizzler and all that crap. Calm your ass down. You need to sit on that cash, and when this Dow Jones Industrial starts tanking, and it will, because not that it's a bad market, but it'll be reactionary, because there's not that many investors in the market as it is. And once they start seeing that stock go down, that's it. They're all going to react. They're going to pull their money out. I mean, just take a look at the shipping stocks, folks, for the past month. All right? I mean, take a look at symbol DRYS. All right? Now, there was a small bull run on the shipping industry right after the election of Donald Trump. And I'm talking a humongous, over-speculation on the shipping industry. And within overnight, it collapsed on itself. Take a look at that. Take a look at a month's chart of symbol DRYS. I'm not even looking at it, but I know the stock, for Christ's sake, because I rode that son of a bitch for a few days. All right, but I knew what comes up must come down. Big man fall hard. Y'all ever heard of that? Big guy fall hard? Well, a big spike fall hard, all right? And I think that's exactly what's happening here in the Dow Jones Industrials. I think it's exactly what's going on in the market in general. It's happening in the real estate market right now. So heed my warning, folks. You can sit here and it's the writing's on the wall. I've been around a few of these crashes already. I've seen them. They all have the same tell signs, man. So anyway, let me continue going, folks. I'm just trying to help you out, folks. You can do what you want. I'm just trying to help you. All right? I mean, because I want capitalists to succeed. If we have a society of capitalists, I think we'd have a better society. If we had a society of people that went to work every day and when they got their paycheck, they weren't like welfare recipients that are just going to burn it. They go out there and they invest it. They want to spend it on things that they like. They want the finer things. They're not going to be burning it at Walmart. They're not going to be burning it at the fast food joint. They're going to want to be serviced, at a table and, have a plate delivered and be spoken to like, yes, sir, yes, ma'am, and that sort of thing. You understand that? There's a certain level of pride and integrity that happens when one is employed, when one works for their money, when one creates something and is paid for it. Jesus Christ, I can't believe we've gone down this freaking welfare rabbit hole so far. Anyway, let's get to the S&P. And let me tell you, we saw some increases in the Dow today. I just said that. S&P and the NASDAQ are complete opposite. Now, that doesn't make any goddamn sense. It doesn't make sense. But you see, folks, this just goes to show you that these investors don't know what they're doing. And they're just kind of going, you're doing that. They're probably all calling each other. Lunchtime comes around. They're like, hey, what are you trading today? What are you doing? What are you looking at? I mean, seriously, they don't know what the hell they're doing. So anyway, let me go ahead and continue going here. We've got the S&P down today, 7.73 points, a percentage decrease of 0.35%, closing out the S&P at 2,191.08 points for the S&P 500. All right? Now here, as a matter of fact, here you go. Thank you very much, Lord Vulcan. Here is a graphic of the chart, of a month's chart. Take a look at that chart right there on DRYS, the stock that I just told you. Take a look at 1 month. Take a look at it. It is $5.18 right now. At one point in time, right after the election, folks, it was like $300. All right, I'm not joking. Look at that chart. Look at that crap. And let me tell you, a lot of folks that were tuning into this broadcast, all right, a lot of people that are tuning into this broadcast, they were telling me about the shipping boom. I knew about it. I didn't want to say anything about it, folks, because you see, what I try to do is get people to realize that, hey, look, I can make 10% today. I can make 15% on my money today, because that's what a realistic perspective of profits is. All right? Not every day are you going to get into a stock and it's just going to go through the roof and you make 1,000% or 500% on your freaking money. I mean, it doesn't happen every day. All right? I mean, it happens, but it doesn't happen. And when it does, don't believe the hype. It's over speculation. That chart right there, I just retweeted it, folks, DRYS. Just look at that ridiculous chart. And that's just because of over speculation. And then once the party's over and they realize, wait a minute, why is this so high? I don't think it's going to go any higher. Let me cash out at 300. Let me cash out at 250. Let me cash out at 200. Before you know it, everybody was out, and just I could only imagine the schmucks that are holding this stock at like $200 something, $300. Can you imagine that? They're looking at just imagine that some idiot somewhere is holding the bag on this freak. I mean, give me a freaking break. Oh my God. Anyway, let me move on. Sorry, folks. The point I'm trying to make with that stock is this is what's happening in the Dow, this is what's happening in the S&P, this is what's happening in the NASDAQ. And once people start taking profits, and once people start saying, hey, look, I don't think it's going to get any higher, let me cash out, that's it. It's over. I mean, I've seen this before, man. I'm not trying to sound like a bear investor. As a matter of fact, I'm bullish when it comes to investing. But, man, I know when to start hibernating when I start seeing too much ridiculousness in the stock market. And then what's happening right now is freaking ridiculous, all right? Jesus Christ, man. Oh, Anyway, let me continue going here. We got the NASDAQ. It is down today also, 72.58 points. Jesus Christ. The NASDAQ is down 1.36% on the day, closing out the NASDAQ at 5,251.11 points for the NASDAQ composite. That's rather interesting, folks, because, I mean, we just came out of Cyber Monday. And if the investors are not necessarily happy, I thought the numbers were good. I mean, I've seen the preliminary numbers. It seems good. As a matter of fact, I partook in Cyber Monday, and I actually liked it. I mean, let me tell you, retailers, you better start stepping your games up out here because, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't really want to go to the mall anymore. I don't want to go out shopping anymore because, I mean, folks, the average everyday person in America now is just a complete slovenly, disgusting, foul-mouthed, unprideful piece of crap, selfish version of themselves, for Christ's sake, man. And I just can't stand being a lot of the times with individuals. And let me tell you, I'm going to be honest, all right? I went to the mall here recently, all right? And I literally went to the mall, and I just was trying to go. I like to go to one of my favorite stores to shop at is Dillard's. I wouldn't say I'm friends with the owner. Well, I'm not the owner, but the guy that created it, the Dillard family. Let's put it this way: one of the Dillard's family members is a good golfing chum of mine back in the day. All right, I'm not Joe Dillard himself, but one of them. And the reason I like Dillard's is because it was a Texas-made company, and on top of which it was a company kind of like a Texas-made Bloomingdale's or Nordstrom, so to speak. So I like to give my business to Dillard's. Moreover, I had some stock in the company. I think I told you about this prior to the collapse. It wasn't the collapse. It was after 2009 going into 2010. I forgot what it was, but they gave a really generous dividend to shareholders. Unfortunately, I didn't own a bunch of it, but I still owned a little bit of Dillard's because I like shopping there. I like it. $5 per share dividend, man. I couldn't believe it. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is I try to go to Dillard's. They make some great suits. They tailor them, badass. And I'm looking around, and nobody's got a bag in their goddamn hand. Everybody's just kind of walking around, trying to save money, obviously, at their house by keeping their air conditioners off and using the air conditioning of the goddamn mall or something, all right? So then I'm like, okay, this is Dillard's. I mean, it's kind of expensive here. It's not for everybody. People kind of want to just go window shopping, and, hey, I wish I could have that. I get it. So I go and walk the mall. Nobody's got a goddamn thing. I mean, folks, I'm telling you this right now. This was like, I didn't go out on Black Friday. I mean, I was working on Black Friday. I was trying to go through all my brick mortar businesses, setting them up. But I went out on Saturday, all right? And nobody had a bag in their goddamn hand. I mean, it's just pathetic. You know what I mean? It's just freaking pathetic. Anyway, folks, my apologies. Let me move on here. We've already went over the stock market. Let's go ahead and get to the commodities. Let me tell you, I'm looking at the time here. I didn't realize I was going over time. My apologies, folks. I'm going off keister here. But let me continue going on here with the commodities. And let me explain something here. I hope now these idiots at OPEC are for real about this. Obviously, the market believes they're real. I've been holding a couple of holdings here in ETFs of oil ever since they announced the deal. It seems like we're going to continue to see an increase. Now, the cut in production, folks, OPEC is trying to see if they can bring back the oil price to about $55, $56 a barrel and try to sustain that for a long period of time. So let's continue going on here, and let's talk a little bit about oil. WTI sweet crude is up today, $1.47, a percentage increase of 2.97% increase on the day. Man, that's pretty good. Remember, yesterday we saw 8% and change increase. You combine that with this, I mean, that's 11% on your money right there, baby. I mean, that's what I'm talking about. Those are more realistic gains. Not to say that you can't find gains that, like I showed you on the shipping stocks there, but they're not going to be forever. So, once again, as I stated, you want something that's going to give you some security, some sustainability, because that's all you want. You want more money for the money you invest in. And don't get me wrong, folks, there's going to be times where you may be holding the bag on some things, and that's unfortunate, but you keep going because that's the whole part of the market. I mean, even if you are holding the bag on a stock, it's still a stock. It's a part of your portfolio. You got net worth. If trying to file for a loan or something, I mean, that's actually it's actually a plus that you own stock, man. So anyway, let me just continue going here. WTI sweet crude, once again, up 2.97%, closing out WTI at $50.91 per barrel of WTI sweet crude. We've got Brent crude also up today at $1.89, a percentage increase of 3.65% on the day, closing out Brent crude at $53.73 per barrel of Brent crude oil. So as you can see, folks, it's getting close to 55. It's getting close to 55. Now, will it go over 55? That's up to the market. I mean, that's where that OPEC can only do so much. It's up to the market to regulate how much the price of oil is going to truly be. So what OPEC is trying to do is make it at around 55 and sustain that $55 mark for a decent amount of time because, let's be honest, a lot of these oil producers need money. I mean, Saudi Arabia needs goddamn money. I mean, the sheiks had to inject, $200 freaking billion into their own goddamn banking system so it could remain solvent. So, I mean, they need the money, to say the least. Gasoline, folks, is up 4.20%. Did y'all see the increase today in gasoline, huh? I told you. And look, it's going to increase even more tomorrow, so you better buy today and try to fill her up, because if not, it's going to keep going up on you. It's going to keep going up on you, folks. Anyway, here comes natural gas again, man. This helter-skelter natural gas. It is up 5.67% increase on the day for natural gas. Oh my God, man. And I personally believe it's because of these natural disasters that are happening out here, folks. We've had wildfires in Tennessee, which we're going to talk about here in just a moment. We had tornadoes and all kinds of storms happening in Alabama. A lot of weird things happening, and natural gas is obviously the easy alternative for energy for portable type of situations of this capacity. So when you have those types of things happening, natural gas demand obviously is going to go up. It's unfortunate, but it's a byproduct of what happens. So let's go to heating oil. And, folks, what did I tell you about heating oil yesterday? All right, we saw some increases yesterday, but what did I tell you? Here comes that Arctic front. All right, it's coming in from Alaska. It's going to come down to Canada, and it's going to hit the whole. It's going to blanket the whole United States, and the whole United States is going to get colder this weekend. It's going to feel a lot like Christmas. And I hope it stays that way, because let me tell you, the past few Christmases that I've experienced down here in Texas, they haven't been Christmases, man. They've been like 70 degrees, 60 degrees or something. It's ridiculous. You know what I mean? So I'm hoping that we get a decent Christmas out here. It's cold. You can feel that coldness in the air. You smell the cinnamon. You smell the burning fireplaces. You know what I'm saying? That's the kind of thing we need down here. And for you folks up north, y'all are probably like, look at this idiot. Good God, he wants to be cold. Give me a break, dude. Man, it's very hot down here in Texas, folks. I'm serious. It get pretty damn hot out here, to say the least. Anyway, let's continue going here. We've got gold. Gold is continuing to go down, but it's down modestly today, 30 cents, a percentage decrease of 0.03%, closing out gold at $1,173.60. So that's $1,700. Wait a minute. Hold on. Is that really right? Are you kidding me? We're already. I mean, whoa, just a second. 1,173? Are you kidding me? I mean, that's a pretty big dip. Jesus Christ, man, that's gold. $1,173.60, folks. Are you kidding me? I'm going to buy me some gold, man. I mean, I'm buying me some gold. Look, I hope that it continues to go down at this point. I hope it goes down to $900. Because let me tell you, I want to start seeing people wear gold again. I want to start seeing people wear jewelry again. You know? I mean, that's when you know that society is becoming a little bit more affluent. You know, that people are exchanging money out here. That, people are actually becoming employed. They're actually gainfully employed. As we start seeing people wear jewelry again. I haven't seen people wear jewelry in a long goddamn time. So I hope that it continues to go this route because, but once again, if the damn stock market crashes, folks, the amount of increase that'll happen in gold will be unbelievable. So that's why I'm doing it on a double-edged sword. I actually want to get some badass jewelry so I can wear it, my wife can wear it, or just have it in a safe. And then when the crash happens, the damn thing shoots back up to $2,000. I mean, that's what I'm talking about, man. You understand what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about, man.
With AT&T, take your U.S. plan to Mexico at no extra charge when you choose an eligible plan. Place calls, send text, and enjoy your plan data in Mexico like in the U.S. It's that easy. AT&T, mobilizing your world. Subject to plan rates, terms, international fees, overage charges, or data speeds. Restrictions apply. See store for plan details.
It probably won't go to 2,000. It'll probably go somewhere around 1,700, 1,800 during the crash, but still. You buy right now at 1,173. If it keeps going down, you buy it at those low prices, the crash happens. Everybody's going to go to gold, folks. I mean, when the crash happens, everybody's going to go to gold and silver, and that's all there is to it. So anyway, I'm actually optimistic about these low prices here. I'm serious. Anyway, we got silver. It's modestly up today. It is up 8 cents, a percentage increase of 0.47% increase on the day, closing out silver at $16.56. We've got copper. Copper is up 0.09% on the day for copper, and we've got platinum down today 0.05%. And as I stated, folks, I'm going to continue with the show here. I'm going to get back to agriculture here in the next few days. We have so much stuff to talk about, man. I mean, Donald Trump, just everything. Just so much to talk about. So for the meantime, folks, that, my friends, is the markets for your ass. And since we've already been done with the markets, let's go ahead and get to Twitter shout-outs. And before I do that, let me go ahead and take a drink here. Oh, good stuff, man. Anyway, if you want a Twitter shout-out live right here on the broadcast, all you have to do is go to my Twitter account at PoliticsGhost. All one word, no underscores. Politics Ghost, and retweet the tweet that states True Capitalist Radio Live. True Capitalist Radio Live. And if you do that, I'll go ahead and give you a Twitter shout-out live right here on the broadcast right now. And before I get into Twitter shout-outs, I do want to announce that we do have new merch, baby. We've got some new merch. And it is the True Capitalist Radio Remove Kebab shirt, folks. That's right. Remove Kebab. Remove Kebab shirts, folks. If you have not seen them, they're great. They're a lot more inexpensive. I think one of the shirts is $14.99. I mean, it's just, I'm not joking around. Remove Kebab, folks. Represent, all right? Because let me tell you about this shirt, okay? Not only are you literally walking with a meme on, okay, but let's just say for the sake of argument, somebody knows what that means, and they're like, hey, remove kebab, huh? Kebab remover, huh? Or maybe they get a little upset about it. Or they're like, hey, buddy, what do you remove kebab? You like shish kebab, buddy? Huh? Are you one of those competitive eaters? You like a shish kebab? And literally you're trolling them right there and then. Literally, if they don't know what remove kebab means, you're trolling them right then and there, for Christ's sake. So it's a great shirt. I liked it. It's my design. I appreciate it. And, you want to support the show while at the same time, representing meme style. Remove kebab shirt, folks. It is the pinned tweet on my Twitter account. That's right, the pinned tweet on my Twitter account, Politics Ghost. Anyway, do we got any Twitter shout-outs to be had here, engineer? All right, well, let's go ahead and get some Twitter shout-outs right now. All right, we got Mark Montag in the house. What's going on, man? We got DJ Boyfriends. All right. We've got Santa Mastema, whatever the hell that means. We got the Lost Brony. We got Ghost Ayuk, the DHS. You're goddamn right. I can't wait. I want that son of a bitch to come up to me again so I can give him a Ayuk, tiger uppercut. Anyway, who the hell else do we have going on over here? We've got Southern Twisted Tea. Now, come on, man. Come on. We got Mostly Hamless. All right, whatever the hell that means. Ghosty Sanders. Real funny, for Christ's sake, all right? We've got Ghost equals Hillary Rent Girl. What the hell is that? What the hell does that crap mean? Jesus Christ, man. We've got Alex456 Poe. We've got, I'm not saying that for Christ. You people are sick. We got double dipping profits. We got the G-Man in the house. What's going on? We got Odd Eyes Magician. We've got Ghost's Granny Pics. You son of a bitch. You see, I'm telling you, you don't push me today. I mean, you saw what happened at the end of the show yesterday. And let me tell you, I'm going to say my apologies to folks, but don't go. I don't want to go back there. Do you understand me? Don't force me to go back there. You son of a bitch. Anyway, we've got Sergeant Yoda in the house. What's going on? The Cuck Lives Matter. We've got the social farter. Really, the social farter. So you're the kind of asshole that's there in the goddamn elevator, and you just kind of let off one of those silent ones, and you just kind of, and you're just like look at everybody else. You're one of those jerks. You should be popped in the mouth. We got Smooth Capitalist in the house. What's going on? Horny Unicorn. Oh, I could only imagine, you sick clopping freak. Anyway, we've got the aerial assault for Alabama. You guys are sick, twisted pricks. You know that? You guys are sick, twisted pricks. We've got the Smiler in the house, for Christ's sake. We've got, I'm not saying these disgusting names, for Christ's sake. We've got the Brony Network. We've got Ghost is Pickle Boy. What the hell is that? Ghost is Pickle Boy? What the hell is Pickle Boy? I don't even want to know what Pickle Boy is. Pickle Boy? Oh, my God, man. Ex-welfare moocher boat. Well, you were an ex-welfare moocher, but no, I don't want to. You know what? I don't even want to know. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. Oh my God! Who else do we have here? For Christ's sake! Look at this! Look at this! Look at this! Gatlinburg fire sales. I mean, there's nothing funny about that, ass crack. There's nothing funny. We've got Pennsylvania for Ghosts. We got NRJ Commando in the house. What's going on? Jesus Christ, man. We got CDI Fan 237. Who else do we have here, for Christ's sake? We got to keep going here because, I mean, look, I'm looking at this and I'm seeing sick-ass twisted names here, and I really don't appreciate it whatsoever. I don't appreciate it, all right? And don't, like I said, do not, and I repeat, do not make me go back to the place I was at yesterday. I swear to God, don't you dare. Don't you dare, you sack of crap. Ghost Divorce 2017. What are you talking about, Ghost Divorce 2017? You kidding me, boy? Are you kidding me? My girl's a gangster girl, baby. You understand? Hey, DHS, I got a gangster girl with me. You want me? Come and get me. Come and get me. Anyway, sorry about that, folks. Anyway, we got TCR made me a brony. You shocked. Jesus Christ. You made your sick, twisted self a brony, you clopping piece of trash. And let me tell you something. I'm going to be honest with you, okay? I've been selling, Mrs. Ghost's autograph, right, folks? And there's actually been a lot of people that have been buying Mrs. Ghost's autograph, 5 at a time. Now, there's actually one person that bought 10 of them. And now, let me explain something to you about the person that bought 10 of them. They were actually doing it with the intention of trying to have the show make some kind of brony merchandise or pony merchandise. But this person wrote my email address and told me that they don't even want the cards anymore because they can't believe what happened in yesterday's broadcast. Because according to the person that bought this, and let me tell you, I'm not going to just. They told me not to send them the cards and consider it a donation, that they couldn't believe that they bought this, and that they were actually unintentionally promoting a group. And I'm assuming they're talking about one of these chat rooms, and I'm assuming it's the bro. Well, I don't know. But this person said, look, I didn't mean to contribute to a group of people that actually thinks that child pedophilia, child molestation is funny. And this person said, look, don't even bother sending them to me. Consider the Mrs. Ghost cards a donation. I don't take donations. All right, I'm still going to mail you, Mrs. Ghost cards. I'm still going to mail you one of my autographs. All right. Now, I know you didn't have the intention, and let me tell you, I had no idea myself that was the modus operandi of many within that or whatever given chat room. And I think it's sad, I think it's sick, but it's telling. And I'm glad that there are at least some people that are, and I believe this person was a brony, all right? But it's at least a relief to hear that there are bronies within this side of this weird community that are repulsed at the other, quote, bronies that think it's funny to go out and, talk about molesting children and that things to that capacity. So I want to say much props to that person who emailed me and was very candid about their feelings and about, how they were just perplexed and bamboozled that, this is according to the email, that they saw people in this chat room laughing and encouraging more and more type of pedophile, child molester splices and it's disgusting. And the person was repulsed by it. This is a person that actually wanted to buy so much so that the pony merchandise, could be made. I'm serious. I'm not joking around. So that's a telling sign, folks, that I don't know what the hell that says, to be honest with you. I have no idea what the hell that says, but I'm glad that person emailed me up, and I'm glad that that you saw what was happening in whatever given chat room that they were laughing and they were finding humor in molesting children and child molestation and that sort of thing, child pornography, that sort of thing. So once again, I'm still going to mail you what you paid for. I don't believe in donations, that sort of thing, but I really appreciate your candid email, and I appreciate what you saw. Hey, it doesn't surprise me. It doesn't surprise me one bit. And whoever happens to be the moderator of whatever chat in question this person's talking about, I hope that you realize what this person is talking. This is a person that's obviously going into your chat room and that's commiserating with you people and is in shock that you people are so brazen and actually so nonchalant like Jimmy Comet, all right, about molestation and child pornography and that sort of thing. So you should all be ashamed of yourselves. Seriously, and I hope, I hope somebody reports to these people. I'm not joking around. we have to, even if we have to do it ourselves as independent, vigilant citizens, we have to compile information on pedophiles and compile the evidence that we have on pedophiles. We have to do it, man. That's why we have to do it ourselves, man. I'm serious. I'm not joking around. That's why we have to do it ourselves. So if you know one of these people or many of these people in your circles and you're not saying anything about it, you're not telling these people, you're not unearthing these people, you're not putting a spotlight on these people, you are culprits to this. All right? You're no different than them. I'm not joking around. And you will be targeted just as much as they are for affiliating with them. I mean, just look at everybody who happened to affiliated with Jimmy Comet, and take a look at everybody. I'm just saying, all right? And I think that everybody is in their moral, ethical, and legal right to not only out these people, but to make sure that everybody knows that these people partake in this sick, demented crap. Jesus Christ. Anyway, let me get back. We're now in the second hour, well into the second hour of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And, of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost. And once again, folks, I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me. If you have not already done so, go ahead and follow me on Twitter. Politics Ghost is the name to follow. All right, all one word, no underscores. All right. And moreover, go ahead and bookmark the official website of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. It is blogtalkradio.com/ghost. That's blogtalkradio.com/ghost. All right, that's where you get every damn episode that yours truly has ever conducted, time dated and stamped for you to download, folks. All right. So anyway, look, I'm going to take a couple of more of these Twitter shout-outs, and then I'm going to go ahead and move on. As a matter of fact, let's go ahead and take a few more of these Twitter shout-outs, and then I'm going to go ahead and ask you all to retweet the pin tweet here in just 1 second. So let me go ahead and continue on here. We've got Tupac alive in Serbia. Really? Man, let me tell you something. Tupac is alive. Some gangster needs to bust a cap in his ass for being the person that pretty much set off the ghetto in every major city in America. Because he's a let me move on, for Christ's sake. Anyway, we got Prince in the house. What's going on? We got, I'm not saying that disgusting name, for Christ's sake. Beat Ghost ass, huh? Beat go, yeah, right. You come down here to San Antonio trying to do that, you piece of crap. We've got Jizzmaster 3000, for Christ's sake. We got Boycott Radio Graffiti. Well, go ahead and boycott it. I don't give a crap. Or are you telling me to boycott? I don't get it, for Christ's sake, man. Anyway, we got Z Frostwire in the house. What's going on, man? We got Baxter Chin. We got Deplorable Biff in the house. We got the MySpace Mexican in the place. We got Dorito Burrito. Who else do we got here, for Christ's sake? You see, look at these. These people are still making fun of this whole child pornography kind of situation, and there's nothing funny about that. I'm not joking. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and stop Twitter shout-outs now, because there's nothing funny about that, man. I'm serious. And I'm not joking with you, man. If you know people that are doing this and you're not saying anything about it, then you're a culprit in it, and you are just as big of a target as far as I'm concerned, and as far as a pretty good amount of people in the troll community are concerned. I can guarantee you that right now. Not to bring up old past, but there was a troll group. I was a good friend of the show, the BWC. I mean, that's what they did for a minute. They would purposely expose these freaking Woody Allen butt-loving pedophiles out here, and I think we need more of that. I think we need more of that. I'm serious. I mean, this cannot continue, and I think there should be spotlights on these people. I'm not joking around. I mean, a lot of these people, with all due respect, they're just fat in the ass, freckle-faced, beaten idiots that think that they can get away with it because they're in back of a damn computer. But I know that there are people that commiserate with these people. They befriend these people online. And let me tell you, if you know that they're doing this, you are a culprit, man. I'm not joking. You become a target. Anybody who condones pedophilia, anybody who condones any of this stuff, you are a target, and you should be just as beaten as the idiot that's doing it. Because if you know that they're doing it and you ain't saying anything about it, you're a freaking culprit. That's all there is to it. I don't care what kind of rational thinking that you try to put in your stupid head. Anyway, I'm going to move on, for Christ's sake, because I can pretty much see all these goddamn trolls are going to sit here and talk all kinds of garbage and, think, I'm going to, want to rabble-rouse, I'm going to pretend, I want to make fun of, child pornography. Stupid morons. Anyway, let me move on, man, because I'm telling you, man, I mean, you could pretty much kiss Radio Graffiti goodbye, all you people, all right? Not joking, all right? So if you're waiting for Radio Graffiti today, go ahead and turn it off. Go ahead and turn it off and go somewhere else. Get out. Get out. Stupid morons. Jesus Christ, man. What? I blame the single mothers first and foremost, okay? I'm telling you, I'm not joking around. I blame single mothers that raised these males, and this is why they are the way they are. I'm not joking around. I mean, as a matter of fact, you as a single mother, if you are a parent to one of these sick, sadistic freak shows, you need to look back in your past and see if this stupid, disgusting kid of yours wasn't touched by one of your boyfriends or whatever Tom, Dick, and Harry you brought up into the freaking place because you were bored. Jesus Christ, man. Anyway, let me move on, for Christ's sake, all right? Let's get to some Donald Trump news. As a matter of fact, give me my drink, for Christ's sake. Man, I had to take a big gulp of freaking scotch, man. A big gulp of freaking scotch. Anyway, folks, let's go ahead and get to some Donald Trump news, folks. Now, Donald Trump is going to Indiana. He was already in Indiana. He's going to Ohio for some post-election rallies. And, folks, it's 50 days until Donald Trump is elected president, baby. 50 days until we make America great again. And let me tell you, the man is not even in office yet, and we're winning, baby. We're winning. And for you folks that are unaware, he helped solidify Carrier from not only not leaving the country, but to expand their operations. Now, I know that the left-wing, mainstream media is trying to nullify this particular win for Donald Trump and trying to say, oh, great, so he has one factory and he saved 1,000 jobs. There's been over 2 million jobs that have been left, okay? I mean, so what are you going to do about that? Are you kidding me? I mean, are you kidding me? Hey, you stupid morons, this guy is not even president yet, all right? And he's already making deals, all right? And one of the criticisms is that the state of Indiana gave Carrier $7 million in tax breaks, all right? Now, the criticism of that is like, oh, well, they just gave them money. Oh, my God, I can't believe it. They had to give them money? You dumbasses. That's their money, you idiots. I mean, that's what you people don't understand, all right? When you get a tax break, that's the government letting you have more of the money that you're going to pay them, all right? It's not the government giving them a handout like the rest of these stupid dumbasses that have contributed to the damn freaking Barack Obama administration. Take a look at how many people were given. I'm talking about corporations. I'm talking about Wall Street. I'm talking about banks. Take a look at how many billions. I'm talking billions of dollars were given to these people post-2009 crash thanks to Barack Obama. I'm telling you, read Stimulus Package 2, you morons. But I find it funny that you got the left talking garbage out here saying, oh, well, they had to give $7 million in tax breaks to Carrier so that they can, stay in Indianapolis and continue. Hey, that's their money, you morons, all right? I mean, it's not like they're giving them the $7 million, all right? It's $7 million in tax breaks. And let me tell you, that was negotiated because on top of the $7 million in tax breaks that they're getting, a stipulation in that is that they expand operations within the current facilities that they're in. So as I stated, folks, I think that this is a excellent precedent that President Trump is setting at this point in time. And during the press conference of the plant, of the tour of the plant, that's was one of his stops was at Carrier plant. He said that we're not going to let any of these companies leave America again. This is going to stop. Companies are not going to leave America again. And if they do, they're going to have a huge tax if they expect that they're going to come in here and sell any product in this country. I'll tell you that right goddamn now. And one point of emphasis that Donald Trump did state in his speech at the Carrier plant was that Carrier did more than just save jobs by staying in Indianapolis. What they did is solidify themselves as an American company. And what Donald Trump did is literally challenge the CEO and said, take a look at how many air-conditioned sales that you've had this quarter, and take a look at what's going to happen next quarter. Now that you have solidified yourself as an American company and that you're going to continue to support American labor, you're going to build your product in America, take a look at how sales are going to go up. You're goddamn right. You're goddamn right. So let me tell you, I think this is a great precedent that President Trump is setting. I mean, he saved 1,100 jobs here with this deal, and on top of which, they're going to expand production. So that's just 1,100 saved. They may even add another 500 to the plant. They're talking about reinvesting about $16 million in renovating the plant and plant expansion. And let me tell you something, folks, that's what I'm talking about, man. I mean, this is what we need. We need a president that understands that we need domestic production. We need to produce products here in America so that we can ship them off overseas and become producers again. I mean, we need to make made in America mean something again. We want people from Japan to want American products. We want people in the rich countries in the international community to want American products, to yearn for American products, to demand for American products. And I'm telling you, that's what's going to create this new economy, this rich economy, this wealth-generating economy. And that's what's going to create it, folks. Mark my words. That's what's going to create it, and Donald Trump has the foresight. I think he's constructing a very good economic team around him. And let me tell you, aside from the Goldman Sachs thing, I'm very happy with it, to be completely honest with you. I'm very happy with it. So anyway, folks, let me continue going on because, once again, we're making America great again out here. 50 days until Donald Trump is elected president. And as I stated, folks, I'm so optimistic about the economy. I'm thinking about making a move and expansion before Donald Trump is even sworn into office so that when it happens, I've already got my pieces where I need to play them. And once Donald Trump makes these economic initiatives, I think that we're going to start hitting the ground running, and he's going to want people to get employed again. He's going to want, people to be paid higher wages, not just because the government says so, because that's the thing to do. Because if you've got higher wages and you give people a reason to come to work, they're going to be that much more productive. And the only people that are going to truly give a good wage is the small business. So anyway, let me get back to what I'm talking about here. Donald Trump, once again, was in Indiana at the Carrier plant talking about how he saved 1,100 jobs and how we've got a Carrier not just wanting to stay there but expand. 16, 17 million in the plant. Probably going to increase the worker base. And these are high-paying jobs. I saw some of the interviews of some of the workers that the reactions. It's just unbelievable, man. I mean, they were crying. They were crying. These are people that have been working there for 15 years, 20 years, 10 years. They thought they were going to have job security, and, lo and behold, even though the Carrier plant was profitable, the reason, and let me tell you, Donald Trump laid this out very, 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 very articulately as it pertains to the numbers. The reason that Carrier was going to move, it's not because they wanted to move. It's that the majority of the air conditioning industry has already relocated to Mexico. Yeah. I mean, literally, the majority of their competitors have already relocated to Mexico. And on top of which, folks, the components, the internal workings of an air conditioner, 80% of those internal components are produced, guess where? In Mexico. Yeah. So all Carrier was trying to do was just follow the pack, because if you're closer to the supply line of actual parts, it'll be cheaper to construct the actual air conditioning unit and cheaper on the labor side, and you'll be able to compete with the boys that are already down there conducting this kind of business. I mean, that's what Carrier was doing. It was just thinking about business, for Christ's sake, man.
Support for this podcast comes from UTSA's Graduate School, which has a top-tier program for your field of study and outstanding opportunities for hands-on research and scholarly publishing. The University of Texas at San Antonio. Visit utsa.edu/graduate to learn more or apply.
So anyway, as I stated, all right, I am optimistic about this economy. I'm feeling great about it. Even if we do see a contraction in the stock market and the real estate market, it'll be short-lived. It will not be that prolonged like the one we saw back in goddamn 2008, 2009. I don't think it's going to be that long. I think we're going to see it. It's going to tumble. It'll be down for maybe about 6 months, maybe about 2 quarters, and in the third quarter is when we're going to start seeing a little bit of hope, a little bit of dawn in the horizon on the real estate and the stock market. I am completely optimistic, man. I'm telling you, I can't wait, for Christ's sake. And on top of which, a key component of making America great again is getting rid of Obamacare. Now, the mainstream media, I don't know if you've noticed this recently, they've been trying to throw every kind of goddamn propaganda into propping up Obamacare as if it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. They've been putting out fake polls that claim that most Americans are happy with Obamacare. That's a bunch of crap. People are happy with their damn premiums doubling or tripling. And folks, here in the next couple of months, they're even going to get higher. Starting next year, they're even going to get higher, folks. All right? And let me tell you why this is such a bad deal for America. On top of America paying more for their premiums, because Obama is a federal mandate, it not only requires the individual, if the employer does not give you or pay for your health insurance, you as an individual have to pay for it. And the bad part about that is, folks, is that if you as an individual have to pay for it, that's money out of your pocket, that's less spending power that you have, and that's less money that you can be able to save, however you want to put it. And really all insurance is in case crap happens. That's really all insurance is, in case crap happens. And folks, on top of which, that's why you don't see 40-hour work days anymore. That's why when you go out, if you happen to be unemployed and you're looking for a job, you don't see 40 hours anymore. You see 38 hours, 35 hours, or a lot of, quote, part-time work. And the reason is, if you work 40 hours, your employer is mandated by the federal government to give you health care, and you've already seen how much health care is if you pay for your own premium. It doesn't go down for a business. So if they are trying to pay you a wage, they are prohibited from doing so, because then they would have to pay for your insurance. And if they pay for your insurance, a lot of the times, folks, especially in these low-wage jobs, the insurance can get just as much as your goddamn pay for your labor. And it makes no sense. I mean, this whole goddamn thing, folks, with all due respect, if for those, for some reason, who like this, the bottom line is that Obamacare was a federal mandate, and it benefits nobody but the health insurance industry, folks. And if you can go back to the archive in some of the early days of True Capitalist Radio, I was telling folks, as they were negotiating Obamacare, to invest in health insurance stocks, because that's all they were talking about at that time. They weren't talking about any other method or any other delivery option or any other way of delivering health care to the market outside of exclusively including the health insurance industry. And I think the health insurance industry is the biggest scam of all time. And you know what I find ironic is that this, the health care law should have been a warning sign to everybody that the liberals were truly hypocritical and they were truly sick. I remember the liberals, especially in Hollywood, during the late 90s, the early 2000s, always putting in this propaganda against HMOs. You remember that? Y'all remember HMOs, for Christ's sake? I mean, do you remember where in As Good As It Gets, what the hell is that broad's name that was the love interest of Nicholson? I forgot her name. Whoever her name is. She makes a reference to them HMO bastards, and you even had a movie. I think it was called The Rainmaker. You had a movie, for Christ's sake, talking about how bad the health insurance industry was, and HMOs, and they kill people, and how dare them, and they deny people care, and how dare them, and HMOs and the freaking health insurance industry, they're evil. This was all left-wing propaganda. Do you all remember this? Then when Obama came into power, what happened? Oh, the federal government mandated now that you have to purchase health insurance, and what, the criticism from the left about health insurance has gone completely out the window? I mean, that should have been a tell sign, folks, that wait a minute, what happened? I even talked about this when they passed Obamacare. I've talked about this for several years. I can't believe that. Why in the hell would liberals I'm telling you, back in the day, not as good as, no, is it? Diane Keaton is not as good as it gets. It's that other broad. Yeah, it's not important. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is that Hollywood was once anti-health insurance, and they demonized health insurance. And they were like, oh, my God, I can't believe you, and the health insurance is so bad. Now that Obama came into power and mandated health insurance, you don't hear a goddamn peep out of these people. And you want to know why? Helen Hunt, thank you, comfy man. Helen Hunt was her name. That was a love interest in As Good As It Gets, Jack Nicholson. She makes that reference, HMO bastards! And I don't want to give away the movie, but Jack Nicholson, is so hard up for this woman that he actually sends his own personal doctor to, go take care of her little, kid. She's a single mother living with her mother. And, Jack Nicholson, he's like, here, let me go give my personal doctor and send her to this broad's house so he can take care of her kid. But anyway, as I was stating, folks, how come all of a sudden now liberals don't want to talk about health insurance anymore? I'll tell you why. Because they wanted to kill the people. You get it now? They wanted to have the federal death panels that justified whether people lived or died. They didn't think that it should have been in a private entity's hands. They felt that there should have been some government bureau. I mean, that's the only rational thinking to what I've just explained to you right now. That's the only way you can rationalize it, is that these people wanted to be in charge of the killing and didn't want the health insurance industry to justify why people shouldn't get care, why people should get... I'm not joking around. Ever since Obamacare has come into power, ever since Obamacare has come into fruition, haven't you noticed that more and more people are getting sick? More and more people are getting cancers. More and more people are getting strokes. I read an article here recently that younger people are more at risk for stroke. Can you believe this? I read now that people between the ages of 25, I believe, to 50 are like 100 times now more likely to get a stroke than those after 50, for Christ's sake. And as you grow older, your risk of stroke goes down. I mean, good God, man. And why is this happening, folks? Why is this happening? Because, folks, it's what we're eating. I mean, listen to me. I understand why people go and eat fast food. It tastes good. It's cheap. It's convenient. It's easy. But, folks, it's not healthy for you, man. Your body needs nutrients. It needs minerals. It needs things that can enable your body to fight off infection, fight off sickness, to help your brain work properly, folks. And I'm telling you, there's a lot of people in this world that are getting sick because they are just not properly nourishing their bodies, folks. I mean, look, I'm not trying to sound like one of these idiot health nuts here, all right? I'm not. I mean, I'll be the first one to tell you I'm drinking every day, for Christ's sake, all right? But the one thing I do know is that my body is not going to be able to live on alcohol, all right? I would have died years ago if that was the case. My body has to nourish itself on many different nutrients, man, and I make sure to properly nourish my body. That's why I always have energy. That's why I'm always well energized, for Christ's sake, man. Because I eat a lot of steak. I eat a lot of eggs. You know, I eat a lot of iodine salt with iodine in it. You know, let me tell you something. You people that claim that salt is bad for you, I beg to tell you, or beg to show you, or you look up yourself, I should say, look at the Japanese. The Japanese are they're the oldest living civilization right now. I mean, the average Japanese person lives to be about 85, I believe it is. That's the average Japanese person. And you know, folks, they are the most consuming salt country in the world. They consume more salt than anyone in the world, for Christ's sake, man. You know what I mean? And as a result, I don't see any correlation with high consumption of salt with supposed fatality. If that was the case, then we would have seen it in Japan. You understand that? I'm not joking. And not to mention, folks, this is a population that has been radiated as well. You know what I'm saying? This is a population that's been radiated, for Christ's sake, and yet they still are living to be 85 years old. So that's something to think about, man. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. So anyway, I'm just simply stating to you folks that I think this is all nefarious. I mean, you know, now with all this Pizzagate stuff coming about, it makes sense that something as nefarious as Obamacare would be created to kill people. I mean, that whole health nut crap that Michelle Obama was trying to initiate, all she did, folks, was run up the price on produce. You understand? That's all she did. She just ran up the price on produce. And that's another reason why you're seeing a humongous epidemic of obesity in black ghettos, in Mexican barrios, in white trailer parks. Because you don't think that if they could afford the fruit and the vegetables, you don't think that they wouldn't go and buy it, for Christ's sake? They ran up the price on fruits and vegetables, man. And why? I'll tell you why, folks. What Michelle Obama was trying to do was trying to cater to that whole vegan, pretentious, hipster, conformist, fruity-ass demographic that comprises the pretty good portion of the liberal democratic political side, to fall in line with this ridiculous nonsense that, oh, you have to eat healthy, you know? You got to eat healthy, and that's why you have to do it. Yeah, you got to eat healthy. Okay, great. So what did she do? By spawning this trend, and not to mention she's a well-built transsexual, too. This is a built tranny, all right? Michelle Obama is a built-ass tranny, all right? What the liberals saw was like, okay, Michelle, you want me to eat healthy? I'll eat healthy. And let me tell you, it was a government-funded operation throughout the community. I mean, they initiated this crap in Austin. They initiated. I just came here to San Hambonio. They've got this crap out here in San Hambonio. This pretentious health nut, vegan. I'm going to exercise. I'm going to go out running. I mean, these idiots in San Antonio, man, they run for dumb garbage, and I don't understand why that doesn't just become a theme at this point. They're running for breast cancer. They're running for this cancer. They're running for the Boys and Girls Club. They're running for, you know, muscular dystrophy. I mean, just get. Anyway, the point is, folks, is that these people are the ones that are buying up the salads. You know? I mean, isn't that what most hipsters do? They go, I'm going to go get a salad. I'm going to go get a salad. And if all these hipsters are the ones that are consuming salads, and you've got all these vegans all over the place, they're the ones that are hogging up all the produce, folks, because that's all they're eating. And let me tell you, if you're a vegan, I don't care how much you try to persuade me that, oh, it's healthy, with your fucking popped out eyes and sunken cheeks, for Christ's sake. You look like a goddamn AIDS victim. But no, I'm healthy. I mean, let me tell you something, man. I mean, there was a couple of vegans that tried to go up the Mount Everest, and they couldn't do it. Why? Because they don't have enough energy to do it, for Christ's sake. Their freaking bodies collapsed. All right? And let me tell you, if you are a vegan, you got to keep eating produce. You know what I mean? You just got to keep eating. You got to keep eating. You got to keep eating. You got to keep eating. And if you've got, I don't know how many millions of vegans in this country, and they're just continuously shoveling goddamn produce down their throats, well, that's going to drive the cost of produce up, folks. That's going to cost that's what's happened. That's what's happened. So when Michelle Obama or Michael Obama, whatever this freaking tranny wants to call himself, when they talk about, we got to eat healthy, we got to get our kids healthy, baby. That's why you're seeing the kind of garbage that is being passed off as healthy food in goddamn schools today. I mean, ketchup is a vegetable, for heaven's sake. I mean, just give me a break, man. Give me a break. Anyway, folks, let me calm my ass down. And the only reason I bring this up is because, listen, if you really want to help people, if you really want to encourage people to be healthy, why don't you give them a tax benefit to do so? All right? I mean, and once again, when I say a tax benefit, I'm talking about somebody in their personal income tax gets a tax break because they decided to eat healthy, they wanted to live healthy, and so on and so forth. I don't see where this is that hard. I mean, it would encourage me to go out and be healthy as hell and do all this crap. And, of course, you'd have to itemize what you bought to eat and, put that on the receipt. You got to claim all that because, remember, I mean, when you get a tax deduction, Uncle Sam, these bean counters out there in the IRS, they want to make sure, you're paying your fair share, if you will. But as I stated, I mean, just imagine if you gave people a tax break initiative to be healthy, that would curb the amount of sickness that we have in this country. I mean, we gave the initiative. We gave an actual tax initiative to go out and actually be healthy. And the things that you could write off in this health kick is obviously, weightlifting products, weight loss products. I'm talking about exercise equipment, certain types of foods, preventing yourself from eating certain types of foods, so on and so forth, weight levels in comparison to your height, that sort of thing. In my personal opinion, I believe that this would make more of an impact in people's health than what the hell that has been initiated thus far in the past 50 years. All right? I mean, just give some people some goddamn tax initiative. Give them some tax breaks, for heaven's sake, man. You know what I mean? And look, it's not like you're giving them money. You're giving them back their own money. You see, you dumb liberals don't understand. When you hear tax breaks, it's not as if the government is giving you money, all right? It's not that the government is giving you money. It's that they're letting you have the money you would be paying the government anyway. They're letting you keep it in your pocket, you stupid morons. That's the difference. That's the damn difference. Anyway, let me go ahead and move on here. The reason I'm saying this Obamacare, and I'm going off on this tirade, it's because this is what's retarding the potential job sector in this country. Once Obamacare is no longer in existence, companies, especially like myself, I want to hire new people. I mean, let me tell you something. One thing I loved doing pre-2008, man, was actually employing people. I'd still employ people, but employ people and allow them to work overtime, because that's where people can make some serious money. And if you allow them to work overtime, the production level, the productivity level goes up. Because they know that when they're there after 40 hours, it's time and a half. And now I hear that they're giving Chinese overtime, which is unbelievable. And if you don't know what Chinese overtime is, well, you figure that out for yourself. But time and a half for overtime, and you give them a pretty decent amount of overtime. You let them work about 50 hours, 60 hours. They're making a fat check, and that's even if they're just doing a menial labor job. You know what I'm saying? And that's what people miss. You know what I'm saying? That's what people miss. And look, I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't mean to get sidetracked here, but Argonian Capitalist, and what's going on to you, sir? He just tweeted at me saying, cheese pizza is a vegetable for school lunches. No pun here, but what a coincidence. Here it is. Look at this. I'm going to retweet this article. NBC News. Look at this. Pizza is a vegetable? Congress says yes. Look at that. Pizza a vegetable. And look, we're going to get to Pizzagate here in a minute. All right? We're going to get to Pizzagate here in a minute. But once again, we need to get rid of Obamacare. If we got rid of Obamacare, more companies would not only hire people, but allow them to work overtime. And if they were to work overtime, they could have more money in their pocket. That's the whole purpose. That's the whole motive of somebody working overtime. And you don't think businesses want them to? They just can't. I can't even hire them full-time without having to be forced to purchase these people's health care. And that's just a big burden for the business to handle. It's just, and especially when you've got Obama signing off waivers to certain corporations for them not being required to purchase health care for their employees. So, I mean, you take that for what you wish, all right? Anyway, let me move on to the next subject matter. Oh, yeah, and before I move on, Health Secretary nominee Tim Price, which has been nominated by Donald Trump, has already drafted a remake of Obamacare, man. That's right. I heard read Politico, that stupid rag or digital rag of a goddamn political news organization. All right? I saw them try to put out an article stating that, Trump wants to get rid of Obama? Well, it'll probably take him 3 years to do so. Oh, yeah, 3 years? We got Tim Price, baby. He already had this damn remake of Obamacare draft in the bag. You understand that? And let me tell you something right now. The whole purpose, the sole purpose of at least the remaking of the system of health care needs to be to bring premiums down. I mean, if it were up to me, I would get health insurance out. I mean, there should be no reason why health insurance is even a factor on the patient side. The health insurance should be solely on the practitioner side because just in case they have some malpractice or something of that capacity, they do the bad job, that's where that insurance kicks in. What patients should be more worried about is the cost of health care. And as I've stated many times, folks, if we were to privatize health care completely privatize health care, we would see the cost dramatically come down in healthcare. And there's already been 2-3 different models of this that prove what I'm saying is absolutely a fact. Take a look at the plastic surgery industry, folks. I'm serious, all right? The plastic surgery industry, because of demand, because people wanted to augment their bodies, because of the demand, this industry went from a couple of guys at Baylor University, enlarging breasts to a full-fledged, full-on, boutique-like medical procedural process to literally augment everything on your body. And this process happened through the private sector, folks. I mean, there was no insurance money, no government money to fund the private or the plastic surgery industry or the cosmetic surgery industry, whatever you want to call it. So all that was pure private money, people that actually wanted to pay. And I make this point because I find it ironic, folks, that back in the 80s, like back in 85, 86, if you wanted a silicone implant, man, you had to drop $25,000, $30,000 back then. You know, I'm not joking. $25,000, $30,000 for a freaking breast implant. I'm not kidding around. All right. And as Laggett just pointed out on Twitter, breast implants average now under $3,000, and complex procedures. And I know somebody who had a open heart surgery here recently. His insurance was billed $85,000. $85,000. A woman can get new tits, all right, but somebody, it just makes me sick. And I know some idiot out there is saying, well, Ghost, you know, they have to do a lot of things for a heart procedure, you know. I mean, I'm serious. They have to break open the chest cavity. You know, no, you don't. You don't have to break open the chest cavity. I talked about this, and I found out the machine in question that can actually allow kind of a robotic yet guided by a doctor procedure that literally goes in between your rib cage so that it can get access to valves in your heart so that they can kind of just literally robotically kind of unclog an artery, put in a heart stent, whatever the procedure is necessary, and you can be up and on your way and back to work within a week. All right? And this machine, it's called the Da Vinci. It's called Da Vinci. It's what it's called. It's a surgical machine in which it allows invasive surgery to happen in non-invasive practices. And why this isn't in every goddamn freaking hospital is because of one reason. Is because the health insurance industry does not allow practitioners to make enough money so that it enables them to have a financial interest into purchasing one of these machines so that they can use it on their customers or on their patients. And why isn't there enough money, folks? Because as I stated, if you go to a doctor right now under the current Obamacare system, haven't you noticed that when you go to the doctor, they try to find something wrong with you at this point? I mean, seriously, they try to find anything wrong with you. I mean, to the point where a lot of the people that develop some of these tests for cancers are now starting to come public and saying, hey, wait a minute, I think that these people are utilizing my test to overdiagnose cancers that wouldn't otherwise not need to be an invasive surgery or would otherwise not need chemotherapy or radiation. And they try everything. And if your general practitioner doesn't find something, but there's a tail sign that there could be something potentially wrong that they could bill the insurance on, they'll send you to a specialist. How many times have you heard that, folks? Oh, I'm going to send you to a specialist here, and you're going to go here across town over here, and go here. I'm going to write this. And you know what they're doing? That's just putting a referral in their pocket. So that if that specialist can bill the insurance company to run a test or to run this or run that, whatever monies that are billed by that practitioner or that specialist, it's going to be kicked back to your general practitioner that forwarded you to that damn specialist. All right? I mean, this is how doctors make money now, folks. I'm not joking around. That's why it's not an incentive. The current health care system under Obamacare, there is no incentive to make sure that you're healthy. There is no incentive to make sure that the doctor gives you proactive care. You know, that doesn't, I mean, they want you to be sick, man. They want you to be sick. I mean, why do you think they get these perks and kickbacks from pharmaceutical companies? I mean, why do you think you got pharmaceutical companies advertising to you? I never thought I'd see such a thing in my freaking life. I mean, doctor-prescribed pharmaceuticals advertised to you, and yet, you know, they are claiming that you don't even have enough mental capability to understand the truth in certain government secrets. And yet, when it comes to you being advertised something that's got side effects like anal leakage and brain hemorrhage and cancer or whatever the case might be, that you have enough decision to go ahead and accept that and do that, for Christ's sake, man. So anyway, folks, I didn't mean to get off on this whole tirade about healthcare, but it's a major component. It's a lot of the reason why we are unhappy as a society. I mean, folks, I've never seen so many people sick in my life. And I think that there's a variety of different factors. I mean, like I just alluded to the fact that we're not eating right. Moreover, we're a heavily medicated society. And let me tell you, I don't take any medications, folks. All right? I take none. You want to know what my medication is? Grandpa's old cough medicine. That's my freaking medication. The nutrients that I eat, fresh vegetables, meats, beef. You got to have a lot of beef, folks. I know that you vegans, you don't want to hear that, but let me tell you something. If you want to get through the day, if you want to be physical, I mean, that's another thing. That's another thing, man. This is another reason why young people are getting strokes. I think that young people are pushing themselves to the limit. You have this fad out here of these young men wanting to work out in the gym for like 3 or 4 hours, and then after they do that, they want to go through a whole work day. And then after they go through the whole workday, they want to go out and blow off some steam. And then after that, they want to be able to go ahead and just, go to sleep for about 4 hours, 5 hours, go out, work out for 3 hours again so they can be ripped meatheads, and then go. I mean, you're wearing your body out, man. All right? I mean, seriously, you're wearing your body out. I don't think that exercise past 30 minutes is healthy or past 45 minutes is healthy for anybody. I'm serious. And to be honest with you, all you really need is a brisk walk. I mean, that's really all the exercise you really truly need, folks. A goddamn brisk walk. All right? I mean, that's why New Yorkers, even though they're the most unhealthy pricks out there, they live longer, even though they're subjected to freaking asbestos holes and freaking carbon monoxide on a consistent basis. They were poisoned on 9/11 with all the debris and all this crap. The bottom line is they walk. They walk everywhere. I mean, they walk miles upon miles. And that's all you really need to do. You need to go out and walk. So anyway, folks, I mean, I think that's a contributing factor to why young people are getting sick. And, I've never seen young people they look healthy, but then miraculously they're diagnosed with cancer. You know what I mean? I'm serious. And all I'm simply stating is, if you're going to use your body to a capacity where you're going to be working a long time, you're going to be doing these things, maybe you shouldn't be working out 3 hours a day. Maybe you shouldn't be going out and jogging 3 miles a day. I'm serious. I mean, and if you are, you need to replenish your body with nutrients, man. You need to replenish your body with nutrients. And let me tell you, I need to get off this subject, but it's very important because I truly believe that's why our society is as backwards as we are. I think the medical industry has really done us a disservice. They've made us sick, not just physically, but mentally as well. I mean, you got these kids out here that are on Prozac before they're 6 years old. They're given, all kinds of different psychotropic drugs. And if you want my personal opinion, I think that's also a contributing factor on why you got a lot of these kids that are goddamn space cadets out here and don't know whether they're coming or going. So anyway, with that being said, I'm going to end that segment on that. I'm sorry to go off on that tirade about Obamacare, but it's very important, and it saddens me that I see so many people sick, young people sick. I've never seen so many young people sick in my life. Anyway, folks, let me move on. FBI now has the authority to hack you remotely, folks. That's right, man. I'm telling you, it's been passed by Congress now. It's about to be signed in by the president. You are about to, and let me tell you, all they need is a suspicion now. And now what they're going to do is they're going to use like these advanced, back doors that they already have pre-programmed in a lot of these new computers and a lot of these new operating systems, a lot of these new applications. And they're just going to use that. They're just going to go ahead and spy on you whenever the hell they want to. You know what I mean? This is unfreaking believable. You know what I'm saying? Unfreaking believable.
With AT&T, take your U.S. plan to Mexico at no extra charge. When you choose an eligible plan, place calls, send text, and enjoy your plan data in Mexico like in the U.S. It's that easy. AT&T, mobilizing your world. Subject to plan rates, terms, international fees, overage charges, or data speeds. Restrictions apply. See store for plan details.
So as I'm stating, folks, right now what you're witnessing is you are witnessing the end of our internet freedom. And it is happening more than incrementally at this point in time. We are witnessing the purging of people who don't, speak the right speech for whatever, I don't know, whoever the regulator of speech is, but, the great purge of people who are right of the political perspective. You're seeing, they're talking about banning Trump on Twitter. You saw the banning of the Pizzagate subreddit on Reddit by that damn cannibal CEO bastard. You're seeing it all. Breitbart getting dropped from the Apple Store. This is just insane, man. And now the FBI can legally hack you remotely at will. You know what I'm saying? I'm serious. The FBI can now legally hack you at will, and all they need is a little bit of they just need a little bit of a suspicion, folks. And I hate to say this, but they now are going to look at people that are trying to hide their IP addresses. So I don't know what that spells for those that use VPNs or proxies or that sort of thing, because I use VPNs. I use both. And, what is it? Does that make me a target now? Does that make me a suspicious target? And now what, the FBI is going to come in and they're going to try to eavesdrop on me, for Christ's sake? I build on my own computer, so you go suck it, all right? All right, you can suck it. Jesus Christ, man. I'm telling you, our internet freedom is dwindling, man. I'm telling you this right now. Take a look at what's happening in Europe right now, in Britannia. They are now requiring ISPs to literally gather up all the user's internet history so that, authorities within Britannia can go overlook it if there's any kind of suspicion of anybody in Britannia. Huh? Yeah. So, as I stated, folks, this is serious business here, and I can't believe it. I can't believe it, for Christ's sake, man. But be careful nowadays on these internets, folks. It's not just hacksaws that you got to worry about. I'm talking about hackers. It's not just hackers you have to worry about. Now it's government agencies. And I want to be completely honest with you, folks. I've been hacked by governments for a while, or attempted to be hacked by a while, all right? I've been telling you, when I was doing this broadcast 2008, 2009, 2010, 2012, I legitimately, you can ask my wife, for you folks that chat with me on voice chat in the inner circle, you know what I'm talking about. I've told you this story 1,000 times. Literally, I've had freaking what I thought were Chinese agents follow me around. Listen to me, it's not just me that's just saying this. My wife is with me all the time, and this is serious business. So I personally believe that I have a lot of different people that are after me, and specifically, and not just for this show, okay? I want to be honest with you. I do a lot of different other things aside from this show that, it's not a coincidence that I knew about all the stuff I prognosticated about, folks. And let me tell you, look back in the archive, people were shocked that I knew Seth Rich was the leaker of the DNC leaks. People were shocked when, you were all shocked. As a matter of fact, folks, I was the first one that really talked about, I didn't talk about it. I alluded to it, I think, back in April, and I tweeted about it, and I'm talking about Comet Pizza, and I talked about Jimmy Alfontes and his correlation with David Brock. And you can look back at my Twitter account around April, I believe, April, May, something of that nature, in which I highlight that David Brock gave so much money to Alfontes for this Comet Pizza, and nobody understood what I was talking about until Assange put out I forgot which Podesta group of emails it was, and then tweeted out about spirit cooking, and that's all it took. That's all it took. So anyway, folks, I want to be completely candid with you. What I'm doing outside of my true capitalist radio work is a little bit more dangerous than this. And this within itself is dangerous enough. Hey, but you know what, man? Hey, man, you only live once, and right now I believe that I am a part of a vast consortium of people. I mean, it's a group of people. Why do you think I have been calling for a coup, and then there was a coup within the intelligence community that's basically forced the powers that were attempting to capture America to bow down? So anyway, let me move on, all right? Let me move on here, all right? But as I'm stating, folks, be careful on these internets, all right? I mean, FBI now has the authority to hack you at will on a whim, all right? And moreover, do you hear about Facebook? They're going to utilize artificial technology to flag, quote, offensive videos. Oh, man, I don't know why people are still on Facebook, man. I mean, you know that bastard owns your pictures and owns all, you know that, right? He owns your pictures, he owns all your blogs, all your thoughts. I mean, why do you think he's selling it to advertisers, for heaven's sake? Jesus Christ. Although I will admit this, it is a good marketing tool if you happen to own a business, if you use their marketing methods, and that's why they're so profitable. And you see, that's the genius of, well, I wouldn't call it genius, I would call it the evil genius of Zuckerberg. He has convinced these people that Facebook is somehow an integral part of their lives, and they got to freaking photograph everything from their food to their kids to their family to their faces to this and that. Meanwhile, that is being used as content as a means of gathering data on each and every demographic throughout the world. Good God, man. And then what he does, he sells that segmented demographic data to every advertiser out there, and that's why Facebook makes so much money on advertising, because they know how to get the customer you want. They know how to get that message to them. So that's the only positive thing I got to say about Facebook. But as far as users are concerned, you guys are giving this guy free billions of dollars of content. Billions of dollars of content. So congratulations, all right? I hope you're proud of yourself. Jesus Christ. Anyway, we are now in the third and final hour of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And, of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost. And once again, I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me. Once again, if you have not done so, please bookmark the official website of the True Capitalist Radio Show. It is blogtalkradio.com/ghost. That's blogtalkradio.com/ghost. Every one of my episodes is time-dated and stamped and for free to download. And I've been broadcasting since 2008, folks. And if you want to hear the prognostications, go back in the archive and look. It's the internet. I mean, coincide anything I said with the date I said it and with the event actually happened, and you'll be shocked. You'll be shocked. And like I said, it's either I'm a psychic, I'm Punxsutawney Phil, I'm just extremely lucky, or I had something to do with this crap. You got to figure that crap out on your own, though, all right? You got to figure that crap out on your own. Anyway, let's go ahead and move on with the broadcast, folks, because we're running out of time here, all right? I want to talk a little bit about Tennessee. I want to talk about Tennessee, folks, because let me tell you, this wildfire that's happening out there has not gotten any coverage outside of the social media component. I did see that viral video of that those crazy bastards that decided to go ahead and drive through the fire that barely came out of it alive. Very, very unbelievable footage. It looked literally like they were in the pit of hell. Everything was being burnt to the ground. 17,100 acres at this point have been completely scorched. Unbelievable. According to reports, it has a human component as it pertains to the start of this fire. So they're thinking that it is arson. And what a lot of the folks there in the community are really upset about is that there was not a certain level of outcry during the actual fire. There wasn't an announcement. There wasn't anyone telling anybody to leave the area, so to speak. And that's a little bit of the reason why this wildfire is so controversial. We have 7 confirmed fatalities because of this wildfire. And, you know, one of the interesting stories out of this wildfire, after everything was burnt down to the ground, a story came out of this that the only thing that was there that was left unburnt was a statue of Jesus Christ. Now, folks, I'm not a religious man, but, I mean, if that's not an omen, I don't know what is at this point in time. I don't know what is. I'm not joking around, man. I mean, with the day and age of Pizzagate and the open acceptance of Satanism and all this other nonsense, I mean, I don't know what to say. And if you folks haven't read that report, it's been all over the media. After the 17,100 acres of scorched earth burnt itself out in Gatlinburg, Tennessee, the only thing left standing was a statue of Jesus. So take that what you will, folks, but let me tell you something. I'm starting to, like I said, I've never been a religious man before, but I'm starting to, you know, understand that maybe there's something to what has been written in the Bible. Maybe there's something to what's been written in certain biblical texts and that sort of thing, and maybe not in the literal sense, but in the figurative sense. I mean, because I certainly believe that what is happening right before our very eyes is a revelation. Now, I don't want to get to Pizzagate and all that right now. I'm going to get to it in a second, but that's what I honestly believe. I mean, we are being revealed stuff that is blowing our minds it's been there all along. It's been there all along. Anyway, let me move on, folks. Once again, thoughts and prayers to the folks that were afflicted by this Tennessee wildfire, folks. Hopefully, not only they, but the folks in Alabama that were afflicted with the tornadoes and the storm activities, thoughts and prayers to those folks. And remember, we're Americans, man. And, you know, if Americans are hurt and Americans are devastated in a natural disaster, we should go out there. We need to help each other, all right? Because ain't nobody going to help us. We've always helped the world. Now it's time for us to help ourselves, folks. And speaking of America, have you heard about California, for Christ's sake? Jesus Christ, these Californian pieces of crap. Have you heard about this? California is considering a Cal exit. Yeah, like Brexit. They want to secede from the What? Are you kidding me, man? Get the hell out of here, for Christ's sake. Get out. I'm serious. Just get the hell out, for Christ's sake, man. I'm not joking around. I mean, get the hell out of here, for Christ's sake, if you don't want to be a part of the union. Get out of here. I'm sick of California. I'm so sick of California that I'm hoping that, you know, God finally says, screw California, and just earthquakes their asses off the continent, man. Get out of here! Jesus Christ, man, it's bad enough. And let me tell you, I know I got a lot of capitalists in California, and look, I'm sorry, I don't mean you guys, but Jesus Christ, man, I am so sick of California. Let me tell you why. Okay, aside from you guys being over there and being a bunch of long-haired hippies and being completely disconnected from America, mentally and socially and politically, you dumped your rejects. You dumped your trash on Austin, Texas, and I will never forgive you dumb Californians for that. Because let me tell you something, man. There has been so many goddamn California leftist pieces of totalitarian trash that have come to Austin, Texas. That's why I left for a minute. That's why I'm over here in San Antonio, for Christ's sake, and this place is a goddamn dump. I'm serious. I mean, let me tell you something. The San Antonio government. I'm gonna start going after the San Antonio government on this broadcast. I'm serious. I'm gonna start trolling these bastards because they should be ashamed of themselves. If they are going to take credit for this city is an utter dump. All right? And listen, I don't blame the people because the people are only subjected to whatever the city gives them. I mean, because let's be honest here. I'm looking at the budget, and this damn city makes, what is it, 2.5 billion in annual revenues, for Christ's sake. 700 million of that goes to the police, and yet this place is as dangerous as you can imagine, for Christ's sake. I mean, we're having freaking cops being blown away, writing tickets right in front of their own goddamn headquarters, for Christ's sake, man. I mean, I told you about the incident where some poor bastard got blown away by some stupid thug because he just told him. He was like, hey, he saw some thug punching his girlfriend in the head. You know, he saw some thug punching his girlfriend in the head, and the guy just said, hey, why don't you leave her alone? He just said that, for Christ's sake. He just said, why don't you leave her alone? And that's all he said, and you know what this son of a bitch thug did? He pulled out a goddamn gun and blew this poor bastard away. And on top of blowing him away, he shot a couple of goddamn, he shot a female, shot a couple of other people. And that was in a Walmart parking lot on Black Friday here in San Antonio, Texas. That particular story went nationwide. And that's why I'm telling you, man, this goddamn city is a freaking dump. It's a freaking dump. And Julian, Joaquin Castro, you should be ashamed of yourselves. Everybody on the San Antonio City Council should be ashamed of themselves. Mayor Ivy Kaler should be ashamed of themselves. And let me tell you something right now, man. Look, I know the police have been taking a lot of flack here, and I hate to be giving the police flack, but look, San Antonio police, y'all are getting paid $700 million, and you still can't curb the damn crime in this city. I mean, what the hell do y'all need? Y'all got all the goddamn artillery. You got freaking cameras now. You got all kinds of you got weapons. You got the best cars. What's the problem? Why can't you stop this twisted crime that's happening in this city, man? I'm serious, man. I'm not joking around. Every time I go out, I'm taking my life in my own hands in San Antonio. Do not visit this place. I don't care what they tell you. I don't care what kind of brochure you got from the San Antonio. What did I read in the budget? They've got a San Antonio Visitors Bureau that gets freaking like I don't know how many millions of dollars, for Christ's sake, just so they can promote San Antonio and goof people from all over the world to come down here just because of that mudhole river walk that they got downtown. Freaking thing is a damn mudhole. Anyway, folks, my apologies. Look, obviously, I'm not very happy here in San Antonio, and I'm sorry. I know I have a lot of Inner Circle members that live here. I'm sorry, man. I'm not trying to dish your town here. But, man, let me tell you something. These leaders and the people that have led this freaking city, they've led this city down a complete toilet bowl. Seriously, man, a complete toilet. This is a tragic city. I mean, seriously, there should be no reason why a city is making this much money in generated revenues and why this damn thing is the way it is. There should be no freaking reason for this. Jesus. Somebody's asking me, hey, why don't you run for mayor? Are you kidding me, man? This place is full of Mexicans. You think they're going to vote for me when I'm telling them that their city sucks? Are you kidding me? Let me tell you something about these people in this city, okay? It's not uncommon. I'm not joking around with you. It's not uncommon in this city to be serviced at like a freaking fast food joint or at a freaking anywhere, any retail location with freaking somebody with a tattoo on their face. Yeah. No, I'm not joking around. Tattoos on the face are like real prevalent out here. And you know what else is prevalent? The skyline of the city on the face. I have seen so many people with the San Antonio skyline on their face. It's just unbelievable, man. These people love this dump. They love this dump, man. Anyway, let me move on, all right? I'd like, Jesus Christ. Anyway, California's talking about exiting. Get the hell out of here, California. We don't need you. I want to talk a little bit about Vladimir Putin. I talked about it yesterday. He reiterated the call again today, folks. Vladimir Putin saying that mutual beneficial relations with the U.S. Is beneficial. I mean, mutually beneficial relations with the U.S. is necessary. I mean, he's calling for mutual relations with the U.S. Now that Donald Trump is elected president, I mean, that's some peace talk. I mean, he wants to sit down on the negotiating table with Trump. They want to talk about some things, for Christ's sake. Obviously, Vladimir Putin had no respect for freaking Barack Hussein Obama, and I don't blame him, for Christ's sake. I mean, all you got to do is look at him, and you look at that transsexual wife of his, and let me tell you something. I don't have anything against trannies, man. I've said this time and time again. I actually have compassion to the tranny strife. But my biggest criticism of Obama and Michelle is that they're supposed to be liberals. You know, they're supposed to be these big Democratic liberals. Why exactly? Why exactly are they hiding this obvious fact? Why exactly are they hiding this obvious fact, man? So that's why I'm saying, you know, they're not as liberal as you think. I mean, because if it was the case, then why are they hiding this? I'm serious. I'll tell you why they're hiding. I'm going to be honest with you, all right? I believe that, and this is my personal opinion. I have no proof of this, obviously, but I personally believe that Michelle Obama is a what you would call a tranny power top. I think that's what you call it in the LGBT community, a tranny power top. And obviously Barack Obama is bent over on all fours and taking about 15 and a half inches of Alabama black snake on a consistent basis, all right? I'm serious. Anyway, let me go ahead and move on, folks, all right? Once again, Vladimir Putin reiterating calls for mutually beneficial relations with the U.S., and I don't blame him. Now, I don't have much time, folks, so I'm going to skip the turkey talk with Bashar al-Assad, and we'll cover it tomorrow on Baller Friday. I do want to go off a little bit on Pizzagate once again, and I wanted to take Twitter questions, so that's what I'm going to do right at this point in time. What I'm going to do is I want everyone, once again, I know that this Pizzagate thing, it's breaking everybody down. I mean, I've heard some YouTubers that are finally starting to become aware of this Pizzagate stuff, and they're literally breaking down on YouTube. I mean, I heard, I'm not going to say the guy's name, but one of these more popular YouTubers that are on the right of the political spectrum literally freak out and busted out crying when talking about this Pizzagate stuff. And you see, that's what I was telling folks yesterday, that's what these people believe, that's the power they believe they have. They believe that because they can enjoy this disgusting, despicable, satanic, pedophile, cannibalistic crap, and not only do they appreciate it, they enjoy it, they like it. And it doesn't get them nervous, it doesn't get them squeamish, it doesn't get them sick, it doesn't make them cry. And that's what makes them powerful in their heads. In their heads, they believe they're more powerful, and that's why they're leading us, and that's why they're in charge of the world, because they have enough power in their heads to be able to withstand any kind of grimacing, any kind of apprehension, any kind of repulsiveness to this kind of sick, twisted activity, for Christ's sake, man. So that's why I'm saying, in my personal opinion, folks, all right, what we have to do to combat this is to be just as evil as they are. Because as I stated yesterday, what is evil truly? You know, because in essence, and I said this yesterday, every living organism in this world has to kill and eat another living organism to survive. Now, what makes morality? And I alluded to this yesterday about the farmer, about how farmers, they're the most religious people, and yet they're the people that raise the cattle. They're the people that raise the pigs. They're the people that raise the livestock, and they're also the people that kill the livestock. And that's why I keep telling you folks, you know, you people, you like being served the steaks. You don't know how the cow was slaughtered, don't even want to know how the cow was slaughtered. And I strongly advise you folks to go and kill your own food. And I want you to look into the eyes of a dying animal, all right? And you see, what you're doing by killing that animal is evil. It's horrible. I mean, it suffers. I mean, it cries. I mean, it squeals in pain. But you have to do that in order for you to sustain yourself, to survive on this planet, to continue to live on this earth. And as a result of that, folks, the farmer is appreciative of the death of that particular animal. And that's why the farmer prays every day, every night that they eat. Because they pray to a superior being that allows them to not only kill this animal, but to not to have any smite be brought up on them, because the whole purpose of this evil deed of killing an animal was in order for it to be consumed and eaten. Now, with that being said, folks, that's why I alluded to the fact here a few days ago, and now the mainstream Pizzagate investigators are starting to catch on to this, that Pizzagate is far more than just pedophilia and Satanism. I mean, it is downright cannibalism. Now, you see, what I just told you about the farmer, and about how the farmer kills its own, and he has to raise these things. I mean, you have to think, he has to get up every morning and feed these things, and make sure they run around, make sure they graze, make sure he takes care of them, or she, either one. I mean, you grow an attachment, and then you got to kill this thing. You see, it's the same principle as these sick, twisted, satanic, pedophile idiots. I mean, they're doing the same thing, folks. They're nurturing, they're raising, and they're killing and doing all kinds of nefarious things to these children. And what are they doing? They're eating them. According to my investigations, they're eating them. All right? They're eating these kids. All right? And I'm not talking about in a sexual affair. I'm talking about they are Jeffrey Dahmer type crap. And it's no coincidence that Tony Podesta, John Podesta's brother, has a sculpture hanging on his ceiling of a Jeffrey Dahmer victim posed on a bed, bent over backwards, headless. So I'm telling you, folks, this whole idea of Pizzagate, I mean, it is real, and not only is it's not just pedophilia. I'm telling you this right now. These people are eating these children. And why do you think Huffman, the CEO of Reddit, why do you think he is involved in cannibalistic posts? I mean, he's going to try to say it's a joke, you know? But, hey, regardless, huh? And one more thing. This pizza analogy and pizza places being a focal point of child molestation and child pedophilia. I mean, it's not just the pizza places in Washington, in this given area that people have been discussing. I mean, they have found pizza places that are tied to the Democratic Party in San Francisco, in New York, that have the same MO. This same MO, for Christ's sake. As a matter of fact, there is a picture. As a matter of fact, let me go ahead and tweet this particular video out here so that people can understand what I'm talking about, okay? Now, this is a video that it's got a part of Joe Biggs from InfoWars reading a post from the alleged Comet Pizza website, okay? And on top of which, this person that's in this website goes on and says that this is legitimately some eyes wide shut, quote unquote, type of stuff. All right, now let me go ahead and copy this here. Let me go ahead and post it. Now, folks, let me tell you, this is going down as a very, very sick, sadistic case. All right. So let me go ahead and put hashtag Pizzagate here. And I understand now that everyone from Twitter to Reddit to everybody's trying to censor this Pizzagate thing. But they can continue to try. And as a matter of fact, I heard Fox News trying to claim that this is a joke. These people are nuts. It's conspiracy theories and all this other nonsense, all right? hey, folks, do the research for yourself, man. All right? This particular video I'm about to tweet, it already assumes you know what Pizzagate is. This just supplements information that makes it even more and more sick. All right? Here, go ahead and check this out. I'm going to tweet it right now. All right? It's sick. It's sick. It's sick, for Christ's sake, man. Anyway, somebody's asking me, is there any Republicans in Pizzagate? Well, obviously, if you go back in history, there was a scandal tied to the Bush administration, the Reagan administration, and the Carter administration, in which there were actual call boys being brought in and given tours of the White House back then. And the only reason that this was even brought about was because there was a little bit of discrepancy in the whole credit card of the transaction with these call boys, and that's the only reason that there was even an investigation into it. So this doesn't just exclusively include DNC, but right now the DNC is in charge, and the DNC is the one partaking in this. And anyway, listen, I don't want to get into this anymore. It's going to start making me sick, because I'm telling you this right now. This is not just in America. This is a global conspiracy. I mean, the New World Order, all right, what is known as the New World Order or the globalist, it is this. It is this Satanism. In this same clip, they've got Tom DeLay. Do y'all remember Tom DeLay? A great Texas conservative that was completely character assassinated by the left. He was given a memo by his contacts in the Department of Justice stating that here in the coming years, they're going to decriminalize pedophilia. They're going to decriminalize bestiality. There's 10 different things that the Department of Justice is going to try to decriminalize, and they're already giving us this propaganda for it. You've already seen the New York Times piece that tries to be pro-pedophile. You've seen the Salon.com piece that tries to be pro-pedophile, for Christ's sake. I mean, they are trying to subtly get us into this idea that it's okay to do this sick crap.
Danny, I just figured out that if I switch to Metro PCS, I get 2 Samsung Galaxy phones free.
Cool, Dad.
And I could be a super dad with 2 free Samsung Galaxy phones and call myself Double Galaxy Man.
Or you could give the second phone to your sidekick.
Yeah, I guess I could do that.
That's right. 2 free Samsung Galaxy On 5 smartphones are all yours when you switch to Metro PCS. Metro PCS. Wireless figured out. Coverage not available in some areas. Sales tax not included in phone price. Excludes numbers on the T-Mobile network. See store for details and terms and conditions.
With AT&T, take your U.S. plan to Mexico at no extra charge. When you choose an eligible plan, place calls, send text, and enjoy your plan data in Mexico like in the U.S. It's that easy. AT&T, mobilizing your world. Subject to plan rates, terms, international fees, overage charges, or data speeds. Restrictions apply. See store for plan details.
So that's why I'm saying, folks, I mean, this is real. I know there's a lot of people trying to discredit this. You just need to do your own research, man. I mean, that's what this whole conspiracy of globalism depends on, your ignorance. That's why they're like, here's some cartoons, shut up. Here's American Idol, keep watching TV. Here's The Voice. Keep watching TV. Shut your mouth. Your government is in control again. What did Bill Hicks say? Huh? You are free to do as we tell you. You are free to do as we tell you. You are free to do as we tell you. And that's why what Donald Trump represents is a complete opposite of what has been transpiring in this government for the past 40 years. I would even say 50 or 60 years. Let's put it that way. And that's why I'm saying we have to keep going on this Pizzagate. We have to make sure everybody knows about this. This is a revelation, folks. Those that don't want to see it, they've already subjected themselves to the evil. They've already submitted to the evil. I'm telling you, I mean, you notice that the people that are denying it, they don't want to know. They don't want it to be, they'd rather not know it and still oblige this evil unknowingly than know about it and then continue to have this I mean, just, it's stupid, man. It's utterly stupid, man. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is whatever it takes, make sure people see the information. Make sure that you research the Jimmy Comet Instagram page, which now has been privatized because investigators have found all kinds of disgusting filth in that particular individual's Instagram account and those who commented on his Instagram account. Satanists, people that have infatuations with children, for Christ's sake, and pizza. Now, I don't know if y'all saw that clip right now, folks, that I just tweeted. But in that clip, they show Hillary Clinton with this pizza joint owner in New York. And this pizza place, it shows the same kind of sick propaganda that you see in the pizza places in Washington, D.C., and there's a picture of Bill and Hillary Clinton with this pizza place owner. And there's Hillary, when she was there, the first thing she wanted to do was get a slice of pizza there. And according to the website, and look this up for yourself, that particular pizza joint literally serves you pizza. Your server is literally buck naked. So Hillary Clinton is literally sitting there eating a slice of pizza, and the waiter or waitress probably is right there buck naked. Now listen to me. I'm making a wild speculation here because I'm trying to figure out what the correlation with pizza is. I don't get it, man. I don't get the freaking pizza idea. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't understand why these people like pizza. They film themselves with pizza. They put pizza on their private parts. I mean, there's all kinds of sick crap that has come about. I'm speculating. And look, I have no evidence of this. I do know that there is cannibalism. I know there is, child cannibalism, so on and so forth. But I'm starting to speculate now because, man, so many sick, twisted twists have come about in this investigation. I personally believe that the reason that these people like pizza so much, and I'm starting to believe this now, maybe they're putting the blood of these children into the sauce of the pizza at some of these pizza joints. I mean, I don't get it. I just don't get this infatuation with pizza. I don't get it. I mean, I'm serious. I'm starting to believe that. I can't think of anything else. I can't think of any other reason why these people are infatuated with pizza. I thought about this for a long time, and man, there's just so many people with pizza, throwing pizza in their mouths, and pizza places, and pizza joints with kids, and all this other crap. I mean, these pizza joints that are in Washington D.C. that are in question in this Pizzagate. They're not open during the day. They open at about 5 p.m. and they close at 9 p.m. and that's literally the only time they serve pizza, and then they keep the bar open the rest of the night. I'm not joking around. So as I'm stating, folks, we have to make sure that everybody knows about this. It's a very disturbing revelation, but it's a revelation. It's the Creator talking to us. You see, and let me tell you something. Before I get to radio graffiti, I guess. As I stated, this is an evil darkness that is in control of this earth. But, folks, there's a flip side of that coin. There's a light. There's light that gets rid of darkness. And you see, that's what our forefathers, the Enlightenment thinkers, understood. That's why so much positivity came out of their revolutions, because they had the intention of setting man free. I mean, that was the whole purpose of this American experiment. They were enlightened thinkers. They didn't believe in all that black magic that the black nobility conducted themselves in Europe. They utilized what they knew about the secrets of this world to conjure up a society of free men. And you see, ever since our forefathers created this country and gave the people of this country the enlightenment thinking of freedom and the ability to understand that our unalienable rights, and I'm talking about America's unalienable rights, come from our Creator. Just like the monarchs try to claim that they are God-given the land that they rule over, that God anointed them as the rulers of a given geopolitical area, our forefathers realized that it's not the God of this world that we should be appreciating. It's not the God of this world that we should be worshiping. It's the Creator. And it's the Creator that gave us unalienable rights. Unalienable rights that cannot be taken away by man. And you see, folks, why do you think these globalists and their agents within our government are trying to take away our Bill of Rights? Why do you think they're trying to take them away? Because their God doesn't want what our forefathers wrote down on a piece of paper that was anointed by their Creator, the Creator, not the God, the Creator. So that's what I'm saying. And look, there's some people saying Creator equals God of the Bible. I don't think so. I think that you folks really need to understand that the God of this world is not the Creator of this world. That's why when they wrote the Declaration of Independence, they didn't put by God, they didn't put, as a matter of fact, they didn't put in one nation under God in the Pledge of Allegiance until the 1950s. All right? They didn't even put in God we trust on the monetary system until the late 1900s. Yeah. So what is God? All right? What is God in God we trust? Like God's a trust fund or something of that capacity. I mean, literally, that's what it means. In God we trust. What God are they talking about? What God are they talking about? I can tell you this. The God of this country, and I'm talking about the people that own this country right now, and we're witnessing a revolution. We're witnessing a transition. We're witnessing something right before our very eyes that I hope can continue to be sustained. And that's the continuity of the Enlightenment movement that has been conjured up once again by Donald Trump. I mean, Donald Trump is the manifestation of what this country was built on. Anyway, look, I'm going off keister here. I think I'm going over people's heads here. But all I'm simply trying to state is the God of this world is not the Creator of this world. All right? And I'm going to explain real quick, and I'm going to move on to Radio Graffiti. It has been geologically proven through the geological digs, both on land and in water, that this earth has had ice ages. It's had volcanic ages. It has had just floods. It has had magnetic reversals. It has had all kinds of different weird, precarious things that has happened, and it has been told to us by the story of the geologic record. All right? Now, in my personal opinion, folks, and look, this is my opinion. I'm not trying to preach to you any religion. I'm not trying to preach to you anything. I'm just telling you what I gather from what I have read. What I've gathered is that Buddha, and I know people that may be Buddhists, you may not like this, but Buddha was the last satanic religion that actually almost came to fruition and domination on this earth. And the reason I say this is because there's Buddhism, Buddhas, pyramids all over the world. As a matter of fact, folks, you should research this yourself. There was an expedition that went into the Grand Canyon, and the researcher that went down there, when he went into one of these caves, he found a humongous statue of Buddha with tombs inside the wall surrounding the Buddha. I mean, literally mummified tombs. You go underwater in Japan, Buddhist statues, freaking all kinds of crap, man. Now, why are these things underwater? Why are these things underwater? I mean, take a look at all these things. I beg you to research this stuff. I'm not pulling this out of my ass. There are secret cities that are underwater off the coast of Japan. There's a secret city off the coast of Cuba in the Gulf of Mexico. All right? There's a city off the coast of, what the hell is that freaking country in South America? There's a bunch of sunken stuff in South America. I mean, I can go on. And all these damn cultures have a correlation with Buddhism. Now, why is it underwater? Because I'm going to explain what Buddha taught mankind, all right? Buddha taught mankind how to control their minds. And you see, if you take a look at the Buddhist monks, whenever they have a performance and they're catching arrows that are being shot at them in midair, and, you know, they're able to go into the Himalayan mountains in sub-zero temperatures with nothing but freaking togas on and go to sleep, and they're able to regulate their own body temperature. I'm not joking. I mean, these are unbelievable feats of human potential. I mean, I'm not joking around. I strongly advise you to research true Buddhist monks and take a look at the type of mental power and the type of things that they're able to tap into. Now, in my personal opinion, the Creator did not like this. The Creator did not like this because Buddha, in essence, is trying to teach you how to become your own God. And the Creator did not like this. So what did the Creator do? He opened the floodgates. And that's why, folks, even the geologic record shows us that we have had floods. We've had ice ages. We've had volcanic ages. I mean, I can go on and on. I mean, there has been things that have been on this earth that are no longer in existence, for heaven's sake. And all I'm simply stating is, I know there's people that are, you know, tweeting at me saying, well, I'm an atheist, Ghost. I don't believe in that crap. Well, you're soulless. I mean, what do you think? We're bacteria on a rock? What do you think? We're just spontaneously here? Why, you idiot? Well, just because. Just because. We're just here just because. You're a moron. You know that? All you atheists, you're already walking around dead. You're already walking half dead. So nothing I can tell you is going to change your mind. So go die off. I mean, go be a soulless idiot. But I'm not telling anybody to believe in anything. All I'm simply stating is you need to understand that spirituality, or what you understand as spirituality, is something that you need to practice in. And how you do that is tapping into your own mind and trying to figure out who you are as a person, and if who you are as a person is supposed to serve a higher purpose than whatever in the hell the boob tube is telling you to. Because right now, everybody is literally living for the boob tube. I mean, the satanic artist Marilyn Manson even said that God is in the TV. God is in the TV. What does that mean? That means that these people that are watching the TV, they are being fashioned to what life is and what they want in life and what their purpose in life is. And as you can see from all these young people, they all want to be stars, they all want to be actors, they all want to be Kim Kardashian, they all want they all want attention, they all want this, they all want that. Give me a break. Give me a break. Jesus Christ. Anyway, folks, look, I'm sorry for saying all this stuff. I shouldn't even be going into this type of arena because, listen to me, I don't like when people preach at me about, certain religions and certain that. But listen to me. You have to know this, man. I mean, I find that if I don't tell you people this, no one is. And you have to find yourself spiritually. You have to find yourself spiritually, folks. I'm serious. And what that means is who are you? Are you an evil, satanic pedophile who could kill a kid, eat a baby, drink their blood? If that's what you are, well, then go to that side. That's what you represent. You will definitely not be a part of me because that's not what I'm about. I mean, I understand, folks, that, you have to be evil. I mean, this is an evil world, man. You're born to die in this world. I mean, I hate to say that. But our life is a tragedy. And you see, once you realize that every living organism has to kill and eat another living organism in order to survive, then you start realizing that, wait a minute, maybe we're here because it's a punishment. And if it's a punishment, folks, well, then why don't you do something to make this place better so that if you do die and are brought to judgment for in front of any deity, you can at least make the case that while everybody was running amok and eating children and being disgusting, despicable freak shows out here, that you stood against that you went against the grain and you understood that, hey, I understood that I had to be evil at times. I understood that I had to be a bad person at times, but in the end, my morality, all right? My morality fashioned myself. And what is morality anyway? And you see, that's what I'm saying. You see, morality is based upon philosophy or religion. And it's people that listen to a certain philosophy and say, you know what, I can get behind that. I can agree with that. And that's what I'm telling you. To be honest with you folks, you could believe in anything. And the power of your mind can make you make things happen. I mean, you could believe that your dog is a god. As a matter of fact, that's what the Egyptians thought. Anubis. Anyway, you can believe this crap. And if you truly believe it, folks, you can make things happen. I mean, just look at the placebo effect. It's a scientific fact that placebos work. And all it is a goddamn sugar pill. It's not the pill that's making people better. It's their brains. It's their belief systems. It's the power of belief. That's why this system that we're in right now, this government system, is trying to do everything to make you not believe in reality and believe in ridiculousness and pathetic soullessness so that they can control you. You understand? If you don't know what you're doing, if you don't have the knowledge, if you don't understand what's going around you, you are nothing but a sheep that is being controlled. And that's why I encourage every one of you, man, get spiritual. And I'm not talking about finding religion. I'm not talking about going to church. But you know inside of you, you need to find out who you are. And if you're evil, and if you're a disgusting person, and you get off on seeing people suffer, and the whole sole purpose of you is to go out and make people suffer for Christ's sake, well then, by God, you are the Podestas. You are the Clintons. All right? Anyway, folks, my apologies. People are telling me not to stop and, to screw Radio Graffiti and that sort of thing, but look, I'm just going to end it at this, all right? I want every human being that listens to me, you notice, man, I don't ever say anything to get people into some kind of violent frenzy. I don't ever encourage anybody that's going to do anything that's going to hurt themselves. As a matter of fact, my whole sole purpose of doing this broadcast is to create a mental capacity of individuals that are actually listening to me, to have them understand that this world is what they make of it, not what the world makes of them. And that's why capitalism, folks, it is the most simplest idea for people to understand that they can harness every good quality, every good aspect of their person and be able to conjure it up and manifest it and have it help everybody else while at the same time benefiting themselves. And that's why I love capitalism, you know? That's why I love capitalism. Because even though you're going after your own self-interest, by default, whether you want to or not, you're helping the collective. By spending your money at a mom and pop shop, you're helping the collective. By blowing your money at a damn bar, you're helping the collective. By working at whatever job that you have, you're helping the collective, even though you're pursuing your own self-interests. And you see, we've gotten away from that at this point in time because what did that satanic Marilyn Manson say? God is in the TV. And now everybody's just TV'd out. Now everybody wants to be Kardashian. Folks, you should see these young kids now, man. You've got young gay kids. And listen, I'm not against anybody being homosexual or anything of that capacity. But they're homosexual because of the television. It's not because of their own choice. It's not because, they felt funny or they felt different or anything of that capacity. I have seen on Facebook, folks, a lot of these young LGBT, especially these young males out here that are over feminine, I've seen a lot of these folks that are Beyonce Knowles fanatics, that are Britney Spears fanatics. These feminine males that are 18, 19 years old that are wearing makeup out here. I'm telling you, man, these guys out here are looking like chicks. And it's not even that they're trannies. They're just, gender fluid or whatever the hell you call it. But the correlation I'm finding, folks, is that TV. They were thrown in front of the TV. They loved Britney Spears when she came out. It's Britney, bitch. Well, that crap. They liked Beyonce Knowles. And why, folks? Because they were raised by their mama. They were raised by their mama, a single mother. There was no fatherly influence. I'm just saying, folks, all right? I don't care if people are homosexual. I don't care if people are lesbian. I don't care if people are transgendered. I just want people to do it based on their own free will and not the power of suggestion. And that's why, folks, I've got more trannies that, that are in the inner circle that listen to this broadcast because they know they're not a part of the freaking LGB community. They're not wanting to be freaking the opposite sex because, I want to be some piece of ass for Grindr or Craigslist. They genuinely want to be the opposite sex, for Christ's sake. And that could be biological because they have more estrogen or more testosterone, whatever the case might be.
So you're ready to start a family, and everyone's been giving you advice. But where to actually begin? At Kaiser Permanente, our teams of obstetricians, delivery nurses, lactation consultants, and pediatricians all work together for you and your baby, helping ensure you get the care you need from the doctors and caregivers you trust, standing by your family through every step of this wonderful journey. That's Kaiser Permanente. Thrive. Visit kp.org.
So anyway, look, I got 10 minutes left. I'm going to go ahead and do some radio graffiti. And for you folks that are unaware, this is part of the broadcast. Look, there's only 10 minutes left. But the only reason I did this because I'm telling you, I am so sick of the kind of riff-raff garbage that has been calling up, and especially trying to pretend that, hey, I'm going to play a little child porn splice, and I'm going to make fun of child pedophilia and all that crap. So anyway, folks, 425-390-6146 is the number to call. And before I get to some radio graffiti calls, folks, I want to remind everybody we've got the Remove Kebab apparel, baby. Remove Kebab! And if you haven't seen the shirt, you got to check it out, folks. It's the pinned tweet on my Twitter account right now. And, of course, the Twitter account is Politics Ghost. All one word, no underscores. Politics Ghost. Once again, it's the pinned tweet on my Twitter account. It's the Remove Kebab apparel, baby. I'm telling you, represent your meme, baby. I'm telling you, when you're wearing the shirt, those that know are going to go, Remove Kebab. and those that don't, you're already trolling them. You're real-life trolling them. Anyway, folks, let's go ahead and get to some Radio Graffiti. Do you have any Radio Graffiti callers, engineer? All right, well, let's go ahead and get to some Radio Graffiti right now. All right, here we go. How about, I'm not taking any anonymous calls. How about 818 Radio Graffiti? Oh, Jesus Christ. Hold on just a second. Wrong one. 818 Radio Graffiti. Oh, Jesus Christ. Helen Keller Deaf Mutes. All right, here we go. 281 Radio Graffiti.
Heil Gostler.
Hey, thank you very much. How about 347 Radio Graffiti? Oh, man, Helen Keller Deaf Mutes, I guess. Why are you even on the line then, man? 330 Radio Graffiti.
Do you have Prince Albert in a can? You do. Why you better let the poor guy out?
All right, we get it, for Christ's sake. Why don't y'all say something? Seriously. I mean, enough of the freaking splices. I mean, that shit's old, man. Why don't you say, like, something like, fart knocker, Radio Graffiti. My balls are on fire, Radio Graffiti. My mom's playing on my dog. I mean, or just something. Say something. Do something, for Christ's sake, man. God damn, you people have no personalities, for Christ's sake. Good God, man. And you know what? I thought the trolls from 2011 freaking sucked the chrome off of a 57 Chevy bumper, for Christ's sake, man. Jesus Christ, man. Thanks, single mothers, for taking away the personality from these little pricks. Thanks a lot, Mom. 256 Radio Graffiti.
Hey, Ghost, what's up, man?
What's going on?
Hey, just wanted to say, tornado that you was talking about earlier hit Alabama, come right down the road from us. And it actually took out one of the guys' houses that I work with. And if y'all could just say a prayer for him. But I want to say, man,
as a matter of fact, I want to say prayer to everybody out there in Alabama. I've read about the storms out there. Bad stuff, man. You know, the governor, I believe, has already called a state of emergency. Very, very sad, man. Thoughts and prayers. Glad to hear that you're okay, sir. So stay healthy, and if you can, if you got the means to, help your neighbor if you can, sir. 903 Radio Graffiti. Hold on just a sec. Jesus Christ. People are freaking calling up a store. Hold on. 903 Radio Graffiti. Jesus Christ.
Hey, Ghost. Comfy Man here. How you doing tonight?
How you doing, sir? Good to hear from you.
I'm doing pretty good. Sorry about the other day. I tried calling that noon number, and I guess it automatically put me on the queue. I never hit one, but anyway, just want to say great show, and just keep up the good work, man.
Hey, thank you very much. I appreciate it, man. You see, yeah, maybe I should just get rid of the anonymous callers. How about that? The anonymous callers suck. And they have been sucking for the past week, I can tell you that. 920 Radio Graffiti.
Yo, Ghost, happy 1st of the month, man. Yeah, boy.
Well, I don't know if you're trying to claim that you're collecting your EBT or something, but that's going to come to an end, all right? 909 Radio Graffiti.
Hey, Ghost, how's it going?
How you doing?
Can you hear me? How you doing?
Yeah.
Just want to say I love your. Just want to say I've been listening since 2011 and love your show.
Hey, man, thank you very much. Hey, man, I'm just going to start picking up freaking non-anonymous callers from now on. All right? It's these anonymous pricks that have been freaking stinking up the place, man. No crap. No crap, man. How about 863 Radio Graffiti?
Hey, Ghost.
What's going on?
Just wanted to say hi, that's all.
No problem. What's going on? That's all you got to do. Just say something. I don't care what you say. Just say something, man. How about 781 Radio Graffiti?
Hey, Ghost. Love the show. Keep up the good work, man.
Hey, man, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Hey, man, you know what? I think that, you know, a lot of these people, there's a lot of numbers I haven't seen on here. I think if people listen to yesterday's show and they realize that, man, you know what, Ghost, why are you even still entertaining these dumbass, ridiculous man-children out here? And you know what? I listen. I remember the old days of 2010, 2011, 2012. I mean, those were fun days. I mean, let me tell you, it's really a shame that, the maturity level at that particular time with the group that, comprised the capitalist army at that time, didn't really come to fruition until, unfortunately, right about now. And a lot of those folks that, were causing all kinds of havoc and all kinds of crap, they've been upfront with me. They've apologized, and I hold no freaking ill will towards anybody, but they know that they did. I mean, let me tell you, I didn't leave because of any trolling situation. I left because I was under surveillance, and I didn't really want to. I got tired of it. But I really miss those days of 2010, 2011, 2012. Like I said yesterday, my favorite episode was when I broadcasted on Christmas Eve. And the second one would probably be the one on New Year's Eve, the ghosties and all that. I mean, it's just good stuff, man, good stuff. And let me tell you, I plan on doing that again here this year. So I hope everybody attends. I hope we have a good time, so on and so forth. Anyway, folks, we're heading down to that time where it's about the end of the broadcast. I do want to say I had a pretty good show here. Maybe what I'll do is we're going to have a free format show tomorrow. We're going to open up the phone lines. We're going to talk about what you want to talk about. And I'm not going to be taking any more anonymous callers because they suck. And we're going to be talking about whatever you want to talk about. I mean, we should have discussions tomorrow. It's a free format edition. It's a Baller Friday. So I'm looking forward to that, folks. As a matter of fact, it's December 1st. And let me tell you, it's beginning to feel a lot like Christmas. And as I stated, folks, I'm going to go ahead and start. I'm going to start drawing random numbers here, probably tomorrow, to anybody who purchased the Ghost autograph. And of course, each one of those were numbered. And I'm just going to go ahead and choose some randomly tomorrow, and we're going to send some prizes to the folks that we choose. We're just going to mail them to you. I've already got. I know who I mailed every number to. So if your number's called, I'm just going to mail it to you, and it's free. You know what I'm saying? It's free, baby. You understand what I'm saying? Anyway, folks, I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me. I am going to be back here tomorrow for Baller Friday. That's right, folks. Baller Friday, 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, right here on the official website of the True Capitalist Radio. It is blogtalkradio.com/ghost. That's blogtalkradio.com/ghost, folks. All right? And moreover, follow me on Twitter. The Twitter name to follow is PoliticsGhost. All one word, folks, no underscores. PoliticsGhost is the name to follow. And before I go, folks, I want to remind everybody we are still selling Mrs. Ghost's autograph. All right? And for you folks that don't know, you can type in your browser right now, ghost.market. Ghost.market in your browser. And I'm not going to, anybody who bought 5 or more of Mrs. Ghost autographs, I'm going to give you a free Ghost autograph. All right? The one that I sold that's no longer available. All right? And there's been at least 3 or 4 or 5 people that have bought 5 or more, so I'm going to make sure to do that. And, of course, folks, Remove Kebab! The Remove Kebab apparel is for sale. Go to the official Twitter account, Politics Ghost, and it's the pinned tweet on my Twitter account. Anyway, long live the capitalist army, baby, and I'll see you tomorrow for Baller